All right, people. I believe everybody is doing great, nice, and absolutely fine. So, welcome to Unacademy NEET English. Welcome to Unacademy NEET English. Please let me know in the chats if I'm perfectly audible, visible to each and every single student. Everyone means everyone. Let the people join. Let everybody come. We are going to start this particular session. Okay. An extremely important session for the NEET 2026 aspirants. Okay. Yes, I'll be starting from the scratch. You don't have to worry about anything. If you have not studied these topics before, doesn't matter. You would be able to understand, but I'll be precise. Okay. Within a very short amount of time, I'll be showing you how you can solve the J mains level questions and NEET level questions from these particular topics. And the topics which I'm going to show you in this, my dear NEET aspirants. Understand one thing, you can expect 100% questions from these. 100% you can expect the questions from these topics. Okay. So make sure you smash the like button. Everybody of you, duration is going to be 2 hours. Okay. Something like that. 2 to 3 hours. 2 to 2.5. Make sure you smash the like button because liking the session means marking the attendance. Okay. So I would want you guys to quickly smash the like button, everybody of you. Okay. So that we can start the session accordingly. Okay. That's great. Okay. So my dear NEET aspirants, listen to me very carefully. Before starting the session, I am going to take, I would say, 4 to 5 sessions. Okay, 4 to 5 sessions. But in these 4 to 5 sessions, trust me, my dear NEET aspirants, I am going to tell you each and every single thing, whatever you need in order to secure, I would say, 130 plus in your NEET physics. At this point of time, if I say, sir, 170, 180, that is a lie. But at least you should get 130 plus. And in biology, if you are getting 340, in chemistry, if you are getting 140, means you land into the good medical college. Trust me, my dear NEET aspirants. This is the approach that we will be having. But make sure everybody of you stick to this till the end. Okay. So let's begin with the first topic without wasting the time. I hope everybody has liked the video. Everybody has liked the session. Without wasting the time, let's start with the first topic, that is logic gates. From the logic gates topic, you can expect 2 questions. And it will hardly take us to complete, I would say, 15 to 20 minutes or 20 to 25 minutes, something like that. And I'll be showing you all the previous year questions of JEE mains. Let me show you. Let me just give you the glimpse. JEE 2026, JEE 2025, JEE 2025, JEE 2025, JEE 2025, JEE 2025, NEET 2017, NEET 2019, NEET 2019, NEET 2018, 2016, mains and JEE, I would say, in this particular case. I hope you got the glimpse how the session is going to be. This is just one topic. And I'm going to show you so many, my dear NEET aspirants, from the scratch, with all the question patterns, Okay. Yes. Now, my dear NEET aspirants, first and the foremost thing, when we talk about the logic gates, what are we going to understand in this logic gates chapter? Logic gates topic. Listen to me very carefully. Let's suppose I have a device over here. Understand this very carefully. Whatever I say, just remember that directly. Let's suppose I have a device over here. This is a device. Okay, I have a device over here. And my dear NEET aspirants, I am giving some sort of input to this device. Any device I am taking. Okay. Let's suppose this is A. And I'm giving another input over here. Let's suppose this is B. And the work function of this device is to basically do the addition. It has to add the two inputs. I'm just making a device in which I'm sending two inputs. It is just adding the two inputs, so it is providing me the output. What is the output? Output is, I would say, A plus B. Okay, I'm assuming A plus B. So this is what we call input. This is what we call input. And this is what we call output. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Now, my dear NEET aspirants, this is some sort of a gate. After some time, I'll be telling you what is the name of this gate. But I hope you got the general idea what the gate is. So we will be having different gates in which we give some output, some input. It is going to provide us some output. That's it, nothing else. Sir, gate means a device in which we provide input. It gives us the output. That's it. That's it. Now, my dear NEET aspirants, what I want you to understand over here is, when we talk about this input, listen to me very carefully. When we talk about this input or output, I would write input signal, or I call this as digital signal. Digital signal. Or we say input or output. Sir, in these gates, this input must be either in the form of 0, either you can give 0 or you can give 1. Okay? So this digital signal, either input or output, it can be either 0, it can be 1. You cannot say I'm giving input 10. You cannot say I'm giving input, I would say 40, something like that. It has to be either 0, it has to be 1. 0 also means off. 0 also means off. And 1 means on. This also means low, and this also means high. You can understand it like this. Sometimes I can say low, sometimes I can say low. If I'm saying high, it means 1. If I'm saying low, it means 0. If I'm saying on, it means 1. If I'm saying off, it means 0. I hope you understood till here. I hope you understood till here, my dear NEET aspirants. Absolutely, sir. Absolutely, sir. I hope you have liked the session. Now, my dear NEET aspirants, take a look exactly over here. Take a look exactly over here. First and the foremost thing, I need to tell you in this Boolean algebra. Okay, this Boolean algebra, listen to me very carefully. Like you have the algebra of the normal numbers. 1 plus 1 is 2, 2 plus 3 is 4. Similarly, Boolean algebra means here we discuss addition, multiplication, and we say inverse. My dear NEET aspirants, let's suppose you take two digital signals, 0 and 0. If you do the addition of 0 and 0, it will give you 0. Low plus low is always low. Low plus high is high. 1 plus 1, high plus high is always high. A plus 0 is A. You will be remembering this, my dear NEET aspirants. I will show you why A plus 0 is A. Let's suppose, sir, you said this digital signal can be only in the form of 0 or 1. Yes, A can be either 0 or 1. If you put A is equal to 0, so 0 plus 0 will be equals to 0. So then result will be 0. If you put A is equal to 1, 1 plus 0 will be equals to 1. So my dear NEET aspirants, the result is coming both 0 and 1. That's why I am mentioning over here A. I hope this is clear. Sir, A plus 1, could you please clarify this? See, A plus 1, we say A plus 1 is, if you keep A as 0, so we say 0 plus 1 is 1. If you keep A as 1, 1 plus 1 is, my dear NEET aspirants, 1. In both the cases, answer is coming out to be 1. That's why I am mentioning 1 over here. That's why I am mentioning 1 over here. I hope this is crystal and clear. I hope this is crystal and clear. Similarly, you will be remembering in this case, that is A plus A bar. Sir, what is this A plus A bar? I will make you understand, my dear NEET aspirants. Okay, listen to me very carefully. Inverse. Wait, see, inverse. Let's suppose if I say 1, inverse of 1, this means inverse. Inverse means the opposite. So can I say inverse of 1 is 0? Yes, sir. Can I say inverse of 0 is 1? Absolutely. So that is reverse. So if I say A bar, it means reverse of A. Now if I say A double bar, these two cancel out each other, so it will give you A. Now see, my dear NEET aspirants, if I say A plus A inverse, it will be 1. You have to remember these directly. So we say A plus A is A. Then, my dear NEET aspirants, if you do the multiplication of these digital signals, you say 0 dot 0 is 0, low into low is low. So 0 dot 1 is 0, 1 dot 1 is 1, A dot 0 is 0. Okay, sir, why A dot 0 is 0? Let me show you. Guys, A dot 0, keep A as 0, 0 dot 0 will be 0, because 0 into 0 is 0. If you keep A as 1, so 1 dot 0 is again 0. So in both the cases, answer is coming out to be 0. That's why I'm keeping 0. A dot 1 is A. Guys, in this particular case, I would say A dot A bar is 0. A dot A is, I would say, 1. Oh, sorry, A. So I hope this is crystal and clear. Like we do the algebra, normal algebra, addition, subtraction over there. But in Boolean algebra means addition of digital signals, multiplication of digital signals, that is 0 and 1. This is what we are supposed to do in this particular case. Is this clear? Please tell me in the chats. Is this clear? Please tell me in the chats. Quick, my dear NEET aspirants. Is this clear? Please tell me in the chats. Now, the first gate that we need to understand over here. Now, the first thing that we need to understand over here, that is the fundamental gates. There are 3 fundamental gates. First is NOT gate. First is NOT gate. I would want you guys to focus exactly over here, and in this particular case, listen to me very carefully. Now, guys, see, first is NOT gate. Guys, what is the NOT gate? This is the symbol of NOT gate. This is the symbol of NOT gate. Sir, what is the work of NOT gate? The work of NOT gate is to do the inverse. Let's suppose if you are giving input as A. Let's suppose if you are giving input as A, it will give you output as A bar. Opposite. Because its job is to do inverse. Whatever you give input, its job is to do inverse. Let's make the truth table. So, my dear NEET aspirants, this is input, this is output. Okay. Let's suppose, my dear NEET aspirants, this is A and this is Y. Y is equal to A bar. You can write it like this. Let's suppose, my dear NEET aspirants, in this particular case, I am giving input as 0. Now, output will be 0 bar. 0 bar is how much? 1. If you are giving input as 1, 1 bar is, I must say, 0 in this particular case. Yes. Now, if I make a circuit, listen to me very carefully. If I make a circuit in this particular case, listen to me very carefully. Listen to me very carefully. Arey, bar is not clear. Bar is simple, bro. If I say A bar means, see, A bar means you keep 0 here and put the bar. Opposite of 0, that is 1. If you put 1 bar means 0. Opposite of 1 is 0. That's what we call bar. Okay. Now, if I make a circuit over here, my dear NEET aspirants, let's make a circuit. See, listen to me very carefully. I'll be making you understand. Over here. I would say this circuit exactly behaves like NOT gate. This circuit exactly behaves like NOT gate. How? Let me show you how. There is a key over here. This is what we call key. This is bulb. My dear NEET aspirants, what I want you to understand over here, this is key and this is bulb. So what I want you to understand in this particular case is, let's suppose, my dear NEET aspirants, you keep the key on. Means if you keep the key on, this battery will send the current. It will send the current. Listen carefully. This battery is going to send the current. So this current will flow. Current always prefers that path in which resistance is less. So we say resistance is less in this path.
because here bulb has got resistance, so current will prefer this path. So if you keep this on means 1, we say bulb will remain off. Why? Because current will not flow through the bulb. Current will flow through the key and it will reaches here, because current always flow in a loop, If you keep this key off means it is not connected here, then the current has only one path, that is through the bulb. Bulb remains on. Now see, 0, 1, 1, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0. Please tell me in the chats if this is clear. Please tell me in the chats if this is clear. Guys, give me the signal in the chats if this is clear. Everybody out there. Quick. Give me the signal in the chats if this is clear. Everybody out there. Okay. So this is basically the NOT gate. What is the work of NOT gate? To do the inverse. Okay. If you send A, it will do A bar. If you give 0, it will give you 1. If you give 1, it will give you 0. Just the opposite. Next is what we call the OR gate. This is the symbol of OR gate. Here you are giving input as A and B, and output will be simply A plus B. Its job is to do addition. The job of this gate is to do addition. That's nothing but addition. Now guys, if I make the truth table, truth table is the relation between input and output. What you are going to give the input, what you are going to get the output. My dear NEET aspirants, if let's suppose A is 0, B is 0, what will be the output? A plus B, that is 0 plus 0 is 0. If this is 1, this is 0. We say 1 plus 0 is 1. If this is 0, this is 1. It is 0 plus 1 is 1. 1 plus 1 is 1. This will be the output. I hope this is crystalline clear. Now, if I say electrical equivalent circuit of OR gate means that electrical circuit which exactly behaves like OR gate, that is this one. See, I will tell you. My dear NEET aspirants, let's suppose battery send the current. If you keep this off, this key off, if you keep this key off means you have disconnected. Do you think that current can flow and reach the bulb? No. This is off, this is off. Off, bulb remains off. That means 0 plus 0 is equal to 0. Now, my dear NEET aspirants, let's suppose if you keep this on, if you keep this off, then my dear NEET aspirants, in that particular case, current can flow through this path. It will reach bulb. So if this is on, this is off, still bulb will glow. It will basically get the current. Then my dear NEET aspirants, we say, let's suppose this is off and this is on, then current can flow through this path. This remains on. We say off, on and on. This exactly matches with this. When both are off, then we say bulb will remain off. 0, 0, 0. You see over here, 0, 0, 0. Absolutely, sir. 100%. So this is the circuit which exactly behaves like, I would say, OR gate. Then you have this AND gate, my dear NEET aspirants. When it comes to the AND gate, listen to me very carefully. This is the symbol of AND gate. Now, what is the job of AND gate? Its job is to basically do the multiplication. A dot B. Its job is to do the multiplication, that is A dot B. Then, my dear NEET aspirant, truth table, we say this is A is 0, B is 0. Now A dot B, 0 into 0 is 0. If this is 0, this is 1. 0 into 1 is 0. 1 into 0 is 0. 1 into 1 is 1. This is the truth table. Now, sir, electrical equivalent circuit of AND gate. This is the electrical equivalent circuit of AND gate. Listen. When A is off, B is off, we say Y is off. This is key. Let's keep this as off, disconnected, this as disconnected. We say bulb will remain disconnected. Off. Okay, let's keep this off, this on. So if this is off, disconnected, current cannot flow further, so current cannot reach the bulb. on, off, off. Even if, my dear NEET aspirants, this is on, this is off, still we say off. Or, my dear NEET aspirants, even this is on, this is off, still off. If this is on, then only current can reach the bulb. So, my dear NEET aspirants, if you see this, it is exactly matching with this. It is exactly matching with this. Is this clear, my dear NEET aspirants? Tell me quickly in the chats. Is this clear? Please tell me in the chats, and do smash the like button. Do smash the like button. Is this clear? So basically what I'm trying to say is that this circuit exactly behaves like AND gate. Okay, if you keep this on, when both are on, bulb will remain on, means 1, 1, 1. If you keep this off, 0, 1, this will remain off, that is 0. If you keep this on, this off, bulb will remain off. If you keep this off, bulb will remain off. Now you see, exactly matching with this truth table. Exactly matching with this truth table. I hope we say OR gate is, AND gate is also clear. Let's move on to the AND gate. Let's move on to the AND gate. Now, my dear NEET aspirants, sorry, NOR gate. NOR simply means, we say NOR simply means that is OR gate plus. I would say NOT gate. When you combine OR is which does the addition, NOT is which does the inverse. When you join the two, it becomes NOR. Now see, my dear NEET aspirants, this is the symbol of, I would say what? This is the symbol of, I would say what? OR gate. Now you are combining this with NOT gate. Array, this is the symbol of NOT. Join the two, my dear NEET aspirants. See, this is OR gate. Its job is to do addition. This is NOT gate. Join the two, they will make NOR. So, my dear NEET aspirants, let's say A and B. When you send A and B, this will do the addition. This will do the addition, A plus B. What is the job of NOT? Do the inverse. So, Y will be equals to A plus B, I would say bar. It will put the bar. That's it. So, in general, we make the symbol like this. Just make this OR as it is. Instead of NOT, we just put the ball over here. This is the actual symbol. This is the actual symbol of what? What? NOR gate. And this is the final output of NOR gate. A plus B bar. That's it. See the truth table. Now guys, A is 0, B is 0. Now what you are supposed to do? A plus B. A plus B is 0 plus 0 is 0. Then NOR gate, output of NOR. A plus B bar. That is bar of 0 is 1. Now 0 plus 1 is 1. 1 bar is 0. See? 1 plus 0 is 1. 1 bar is again 0. 1 plus 1 is 1. 1 bar is 0. This is the truth table. This is the truth table. Now, if you ask me electrical equivalent circuit of NOR gate, show me one circuit, my dear NEET aspirants, which behaves exactly like this. This is the circuit. This is the circuit. This is the circuit. Okay. This is key 1. This is A. This is B. This is Y is equal to A plus B bar. Y is equal to A plus B bar. You can understand it like this, my dear NEET aspirants. See? See? If this is 0, this is 0, output will be 1. 0, 0, 1. 0, 1, 0. 1, 0, 0. 1, 1, 1. Okay? Yes. Now, my dear NEET aspirants, listen to me very carefully. Listen to me very carefully. And you can understand it like this also. There is one more way to understand. See, guys. See, guys. When both the inputs are low, output is high. When both A and B, A comma B are low, output is high. Output is high. You can understand it like this also. When any of the two inputs is high, when any of the two inputs is high, here this is high, here this is high, here both are high, then output is low. When any one is high, output is low. output is low. Now see, if you keep this CC, battery will send the current. Battery will send the current. My dear NEET aspirants, please listen to me very carefully. Battery will send the current. It will flow. It will flow. It will flow. Now, if you keep this as off, so current cannot flow through this, current cannot flow this. Still current can pass through the bulb. Bulb remains on. Off, off, on. Now see, compare. Off, off, on. Oh. Crystal clear, sir. Off, off, on. Output na. Output of NOR. Now see, my dear NEET aspirants, if let's suppose this is on, so current will prefer either this path, current always flow through the loop, or it will prefer this path, but it will not flow through the bulb. Bulb remains off, on, off. When this is on, this is on, this is off. Now see, when this is on, this is on, this is off. Oh, crystal clear, sir. Crystal clear, sir. So this is the circuit. This circuit exactly behaves like NOR gate. Please tell me in the chats if this is clear. Please tell me in the chats if this is clear. Quick, guys, quick. NAND gate. NAND is simply combination of and not. When you basically add AND gate and NOT gate together, it becomes NAND gate. Now, my dear NEET aspirants, listen to me very carefully. A, B. So what is the job of this AND gate? Its job is to do multiplication. And when it goes into the NOT gate, it will put the bar. Its job is to do inverse. So final output of this is A dot B bar. Yes. Now, my dear NEET aspirants, this is the truth table. 0, 0. 0 into 0 is 0. 0 bar is 1. 0 into 1 is 0. 0 bar is 1. Because this is y is equal to AB bar. 1 into 0 is 0. 0 bar is 1. 1 into 1 is 1. 1 bar is 0. Okay. Unacademy जैन के भी उस पे वहां पे पीछे सेशन लेंगे. Don't worry about that. Tuesday को मेरा सेशन है वहां पे. Okay. And this is the electrical equivalent circuit of what? I would say NAND gate. NAND gate. You can make the truth table here also, my dear NEET aspirants. You can make the truth table here also. K1, K2 and bulb. Listen carefully. If let's suppose you are sending the current, you join this, you join this. If both are on, this is on, this is on. So current will prefer this path, bulb will remain off. Oh, sir. If let's suppose this is off, this is off, off. We say this is off, this is off. So current has only one path, that is this remains on. Now compare these two only. Off, on. On, off. You see? On, off, on. Crystal clear. Crystal clear. Now let's move on to the questions. First question, JEE 2026. Take a look, my dear NEET aspirants. You guys are supposed to tell me what is the output here. What is the output here? First question. Sir, this is A. Which gate is this? Which gate is this AND? Which gate is this OR? Which gate is this NOT? Which gate is this AND? Which gate is this NOT? Now see, this A will go. What is the work of AND? To multiply. So it will be A into B. So C and D will go as input. So what is the work of OR? C plus D, addition. Now when this AB goes into NOT, it will give us AB bar because its job is to put the bar. Now, my dear NEET aspirants, this AB bar, this C plus D goes here. So it will be AB bar, then multiplied by, its job is to multiplication. This input will come here, then multiplied by C plus D. Then, my dear NEET aspirants, now this is the input for this. When it goes here, it will put the bar. So final output will be, that is AB bar dot, I would say C plus D, I would say whole bar. Now you can further simplify it also. Before that, I need to tell you De Morgan's law. See, De Morgan's law. De Morgan's law. What does it say? It says if you have A plus B whole bar, if you want to break this bar, you can. If you want to break this bar, separately put the bar on A and B, then this addition sign will be changed to the multiplication sign. Or my dear NEET aspirants, if you have AB bar, if you want to break it here, you can. But this multiplication sign will be changed to addition. That's it. Now, what can I write over here? Break this bar. So it will be AB, already this bar and this bar. Okay. Then I would say this will be changed to addition. C plus D, I would say this bar. This double bar will be cancelled. So it will be AB plus, I would say, C plus D bar. This is going to be the output. This is going to be the output. This is the question of JEE 2025. Let's take a look at this question. Let's take a look at this question. See, consider the following logic circuit. The output Y is 0 when? When is going to be the output as 0? Guys, when you send this A, this is A over here going into this. This will be B over here going into this. What will be the output? This is AND. So output will be A into B. So now this B will go directly over here. This B. Okay. And this A will go here. When you send A over here, it will put the A bar. Because the job of the NOT is to put the bar. Now this is OR gate. It will say B into A bar. B into A bar. Now, my dear NEET aspirants, when it goes, this is over here NAND. What is the job of NAND? First multiply, then put the bar. So this will come. So it will be AB. Final output will be this input AB, this input this into B into A bar. Okay. Then put the whole bar. Oh, I made a mistake over here. This is B plus A bar. This is B plus A bar. This is B plus A bar. So final output will be, this will be AB. Then it will do the addition, multiplication. Then we say B plus A bar. Okay, and whole bar. Whatever is the input over here, it will just multiply the two inputs and put the bar. Now we can write it like this. Guys, multiply. AB into B. AB into this B. Plus AB into this A bar. AB into this A bar. And then whole bar. Now tell me, A into B dot B. What is the value of B dot B, my dear NEET aspirants? What is the value of B dot B or A dot A? A dot A will be A. Okay. And my dear NEET aspirants, A dot A in this particular case is A. A dot A in this particular case is A. Okay. This will be A dot A in this particular case will be, B dot B will be, B dot B will be B. So it will be A into B. And A into A bar, this will be 0. A into A bar will be 0. So this term will become 0. So we'll be putting A into A bar. So final output will be A, B and this bar. Okay. Or is addition. Arey plus hi kiya bhai, plus hi kiya. So this will be A, B and this bar. Because B into B is B. A into A bar is what? 0. Okay. Y into A bar is 0. If you put this as 1, its bar will be 0. So 1 into 0 is this. Okay. If you put this as 0, 0 bar is 1. This will come out to be A into A bar. If you put this as 0, then this will be 1. Because 0 bar is 1. 0 into 1 is 0. If you put this as 1, okay, If you put this as 1, then 1 bar will be 0. Again 0. In both the cases, output is 0. That's why this will be 0. Final output is this. Now, my dear NEET aspirants, the output Y is 0 when? When is the output 0? When A is 1, B is 1. If you put A as 1, B as 1, 1 into 1 is 1. So Y will be 1 into 1 is 1. 1 bar will come out to be 0. So output will be 0 when A is 1, B is 1. Arey, check, is this clear? Is this clear? Give me the signal in the chats. Quick, 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 quick. Okay, this question. JEE 2025. JEE 2025. Guys, you have to tell me the option, the output of the circuit is low. That means 0, for. Listen. You have to tell me in which case option output will be low. First of all, if this is X, this is Y. This will be OR. This will be X plus Y. Now this X plus Y will go over here. Now, my dear NEET aspirants, what is this? What is this? Listen carefully. This is what we call single input, I would say NOR gate, single input NOR gate. Listen carefully. This is single input NOR gate. So, my dear NEET aspirants, if this is a single input NOR gate, directly remember single input NOR gate means NOT gate. I won't be explaining this right now why, but directly remember single input means in which two inputs are connected. Single input NOR gate is equal to NOT gate, or single input NAND gate is also equal to NOT gate. Remember directly. So, if this is not, because this is single input NOR, what will be the output final? That is X plus Y bar. Because its job is to put the bar. Now, my dear NEET aspirants, we can say, listen to me very carefully in this particular case, output will be low for. See. If you keep, in this particular case, X as 0, output will be low when? Guys, put X is equal to 0, Y is equal to 1. 0 plus 1 is 1. 1 bar is 0. Yes. In this case, output will be low. Okay, keep this Z, final output. If you keep X as 1, Y as 0, 1 plus 0 is again 1. 1 bar is 0. Yes, in this case also output is low. 1 plus 1 is 1. 1 bar is 0. In this case also output is 0. In this case, output is not 0. Put 0 plus 0 is 0. 0 bar is 1. It says, guys, listen. Guys, it says, what should we keep the input so that output comes out to be low? What should we keep the input so that output comes out to be low? If you keep input as 0 and 0, it will be 0 plus 0 bar. That will be 0 bar. That will be 1. So in this case, output is not low. In this case, that is B, C, and D. B, C, and D. Let's first understand this. Tell me, what is the output of this gate? What is the output of this gate, my dear NEET aspirants? AB. This will be over here. This is NOR. So it will be A plus B bar. Okay. Then, my dear NEET aspirants, this is not. Why? Because this is single input NOR. Single input NOR is not. So it will be basically A plus B bar, double bar, because its job is to put the bar once again. This is again not. Guys, what is this? What is this? What is this? A plus B, double bar is A plus B. So final output in this way, this is not. So final output will be, now this A plus B will go here. So final output will be A plus B bar. A plus B bar means which gate? NOR gate. Arey B bro. B bro. Is this clear? Oh? Is this clear? Oh? Hey, tell me, bro, is this clear? Is this clear? Is this clear? Is this clear? Okay. This circuit, let me make it over here. Let me make it over here. This is the bulb. This is the resistance. This is the resistance. This is plus 6 volts. And here it is 0 volts. Always remember, current flows from higher potential to lower potential. Current flows from higher potential to lower potential. This is K1, this is K2. You have to tell me this is the electrical equivalent circuit of which gate? You have to tell me this is the array. This is simple. This is simple. Why is it not clear, bro? AB. This is NOR. What is the job of NOR? Its job is to do the addition and put the bar. This is single input NOR. Single input NOR means not. Directly remember Ratta. Remember Ratta right now. Okay. So its job is to put the bar. This will go as input. Its job is to put the bar. A. So it will basically do one thing. It will do A plus B bar. And this is already the input. Its job is to put one more bar. These two bars will cancel, so it will come out to be A plus B. Now this A plus B will go again in the NOT. What will be the final output? It will again put bar, A plus B bar. Now A plus B, this is the circuit, this is the symbol, this is the Boolean expression of which gate? NOR gate, A plus B bar. This expression. Let's make the truth table. K1, K2 bulb. K1, K2 bulb. See, if K1 is off, K2 is off. 0, 0. Off, off. So current has to flow through this path only to reach 0. Current will flow from higher potential to lower potential. This bulb remains on. If this is off, if this is on, this is off, this is on, this is off, then current cannot, okay, this is on. Current reaches here, but current cannot flow further. So current has to flow through this path. It remains on. Now, if this is off, this is on. Off, on. So current cannot flow further. So current has to flow through this path, through the bulb. Bulb remains on. Now, my dear NEET aspirants, this is on. This is on. We say current will prefer this path without passing through bulb. On, on. This is off. Now, tell me, boys and girls, when both the inputs are high, output is low. And when any of the inputs is low, output is high. This is in which when both the inputs are high, we say output is low. When both the inputs are high, output is low. When both the inputs are high, output is low. When both the inputs are high, output is low. If any of the two inputs is low, output is high. Oh, sir, this is NAND. This is NAND without a shadow of doubt, sir. This is NAND without a shadow of doubt. Oh, NAND, oh. This is NAND, NOR. It is not NOR, it is NAND. Array, 0, 0. Okay, this is the truth table of NAND. Compare this with the truth table of NAND. This is the truth table of NAND. This is the truth table of NAND. This you will be doing the homework. Okay, let me make it over here. Same, you have to make the truth table. Okay, answer is NOR. Answer is NOR, but please check it from your end. This is the bulb. Okay, this is K1, this is K2, this is resistance R, this is bulb. This is also resistance R. Now do this from your end. Do this from your end. No. What you are... See, let me show you the trick. Let me show you the trick. When it comes to the NAND gate, remember one trick. Remember one trick. Remember one trick. If both the inputs are high, one trick. If both inputs are high, output is low. Output is low. That's it. Okay, next. See, here 0, here 0, here 0. If any of the two inputs is low, if any one is low, output is high. Output is high. Output is high. This is what you guys are supposed to remember. Don't remember truth table, remember this. Don't remember truth table, remember this. And when it comes to the NOR, when both the inputs are high, okay, not this. When both the inputs are low, then output is high. When any of the two inputs is high, output is low. That's it. That's it. That's it. Now see here. In case of NAND, what did I tell you? If both the inputs are high, output is low. Okay. If any one is low, output is high. If both the inputs are high, output is low. Now see. If both the inputs are high, output is low. If any of the two inputs is low, output is high. Arey NAND na bro. Tell me, is this clear? Is this clear? Is this clear? What is the output here? NEET 2018. This is A. This B will go here. Then it will do the bar, so it is B bar. This is AND. What is the job of AND? A into B bar. Now, my dear NEET aspirant, this is B. Sorry, this is A. A will go here. Its job is to put the bar A bar. This B will come over here. Its job is to do A into B bar. Now this is over here, or its job is to do addition. So basically this is one input, this is another input. So it will be AB bar plus A bar B, ladies and gentlemen. Option B. Option B. Option B. Okay. This I'll give you as homework. This I'll give you as homework. Okay. Okay. Its answer is D. What is the output Y in the following circuit when all the three inputs are first 0 then 1? Listen, let me show you. This is A, B, this is AND. What is the job of this? To multiply A and B. This is A and B. Now this C will come directly here. This is what? NAND. So when these two inputs will go over here, final output will be this input multiplied by this input. A, B into C, and it will put the bar. A, B into C, and then it will put the bar. It says, what is the output Y? When all the three inputs A, B, and C are first zeros. When you put this 0, this 0, this 0. See, put all the three zeros. 0, 0, 0, bar. That is 0 bar, that is 1. Output will be 1. Then, if you put all the three as 1, Y is equal 1, 1, 1, bar. 1, 1, 1 into 1. So 1 bar is 0. 1 and 0. Answer is 1 and 0. I hope this is crystal clear. This is your homework, ladies and gentlemen. This is your homework, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. This is your homework, ladies and gentlemen. JEE 2025, ladies and gentlemen. See. See. This is A, this is B. Now, this B will go here also. This A will come here also. Now, this is NAND. This is NOR. So, what is the job of this? To multiply A and B and put the bar. What is the job of this? A into B, sorry, A plus B. A plus B and then put the bar. Okay. 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 Then, my dear NEET aspirant, this is the final output. Okay. Final output, this is again NAND. So NAND will be this AB bar into. I would say A plus B bar, then whole bar. Now, if you break it, you can write it like this. AB bar, then this bar, plus A plus B, this bar. Because this multiplication sign will change to addition. So it will be A into B plus, I would say, A plus B. This will be the final output in this particular case. Now you further simplify this and then check accordingly which gate is this. So this I'll keep you as homework from here on. Next topic. Very, very important. Very important. I would want you guys to focus over here. Give me the signal in the chats. Is this crystalline clear? Come on. Quick, my dear NEET aspirants. Give me the signal in the chats. Is this crystalline clear? I would want you guys to tell me quickly in the chats if this is crystalline clear. Come on, guys. Tell me quickly in the chats if this is crystalline clear. I would want you guys to let me know in the chats if this is crystalline clear. Then only I am moving forward. Tell me, guys, in the chats if this is crystalline clear. Then only I am moving forward. Is this clear? Because I told you I started from the scratch, from the basics. Each and every single question I have shown you. Now, guys, take a look in this particular case. Listen to me very carefully. Smash the like button. Now, guys, smash the like button if you are not liked the session yet. Listen carefully. See, this is the concept. Let's suppose you have a charge over here plus Q. You have another charge over here plus Q. Let's suppose there is a charge over here minus Q. You are displacing this charge minus Q at this point by x distance. You are displacing this charge by x distance. Listen carefully, please. Okay. Now, if I ask you, my dear NEET aspirants, if you are displacing this by x distance, what is the force acting on this charge due to this and this? So this will attract towards itself. This will be the net force. Okay. Yes, absolutely, sir. What is the force on this charge? One more point. First, I will ask you the force. Second, if you displace this charge by x distance, now this positive charge is attracting it towards itself, negative charge is attracting it towards itself. If you release, net force will be towards center. It will come back. Sir, will it stop here? No, it will cross because it has gained the motion. It will cross, it reaches here. Because there's a negative charge. Again, this positive will attract. This negative will attract. The charge has to be negative. Again, it will go back. Okay, now it will start SHM. If it starts SHM, my dear NEET aspirants, please listen to me very carefully. They might ask you the question, what is the value of angular frequency? What is the value of time period? In how much time it will complete one SHM? That time period first, force first, angular frequency, time period. All the three I will be showing you. See the cases. You have a charge Q. And there is one more charge that you are displacing in this particular case. Listen to me very carefully. There is one more charge that you are displacing in this particular case. If you keep this charge as positive, what will be the net force on this charge? Please tell me. Sir, if this is positive, the net force will not be towards center. It will be away. Because this will repel. This charge will repel. This will be the net force. Directly remember. This net force will be, listen to me very carefully, K, and then you write Q total. Into this Q1. Q total means this plus this. Divided by into this X, this distance X. divided by r square plus x square whole raised power 3 by 2. This you need to keep in your mind. Sir, the same question can be framed here also. Yes, yes. Charge, charge, charge. It is like this. One charge, another charge, another charge. From the center, you have taken an object to the x distance. This object, guys, it's in, this is a triangular. I will show you in this particular case. Okay, it is like this. One charge, another charge, another charge, and this charge I have placed over here. What is the force on this charge? In this case also same formula is applied. See, what is the difference? Here in this case, when it comes to the net charge, it is Q plus Q is 2Q. Q plus Q is 2Q. And if you ask me, my dear NEET aspirants over here, what is the net charge in this particular case? Q total, not net charge, Q total. Here Q total is Q plus Q plus Q, that is 3Q. And. Sir, if you ask me what is this R over here, this R, in case of this, if this side is A, equilateral triangle, then this R will be in this particular case A divided by root 3. Please keep this in your mind. And here, if you have a square, charge, another charge you are placing over here at x distance. In this particular case, my dear NEET aspirants, what is the value of Q total? That is Q plus Q plus Q plus Q, that is 4Q. And if the side is A, what is the value of R? R means this. So here value of R in this particular case is, listen to me very carefully, that is A divided by root 2. Half of the diagonal. Even this is a ring. At R distance you have placed this charge. Sir, here also same force will act on the charge. Absolutely. See, I have told you 4 cases. When you have 2 charges, another charge is placed at x distance. The force on this charge will be same. If you have 3 charges, the charge is placed at x distance, another charge, force on this will be same. But here Q total is 3Q, here Q total is 2Q. If you have 4 charges and there is a charge placed at x distance, in this particular case we say Q total is 4Q. And R will be A divided by root 2, here A divided by root 3. I believe everything is crystalline clear. One more important thing. If x is much less than R, if this distance is much less than R, okay, in that particular case, my dear NEET aspirants, guys, in that particular case, you can neglect this R over here. Sorry, you can neglect this X over here. In that case, you will be saying force will be A Q total into this Q1 into this X divided by, in the denominator you will be neglecting, I would say, what? X. So you'll be writing R square whole raised power 3 by 2. 2 and 2 will cancel. In that case, force will be A Q total into Q1 into X divided by R cube. This one, I will show you after some time. This is going to blow your mind. This is going to blow your mind, my dear NEET aspirants. And also, force will be maximum. Force will be maximum at X is equal to R divided by root 2. Force will be maximum at X is equal to R divided by root 2. Please tell me in the chats if this is crystalline clear. Please tell me in the chats if this is crystalline clear. Tell me, guys, quickly. Is this clear? Now take a look at the question. Guys, let's suppose if I say in this particular case, listen to me very carefully. In this particular case, sir, at this point, force on this charge will be maximum. Force on this charge will be maximum when the value of x is r by root 2. I would say force also, electric field also. Electric field also. So electric field also is maximum due to this ring at what? R divided by root 2. R divided by root 2. Let's take a look at this question. This is a question of JEE 2021. Two electrons are fixed at a distance of 2d. Two electrons means minus E, minus E. Okay, yes. Two electrons, chalo, let's keep this as minus Q and minus Q. And a third, and they are placed at a distance 2d. This is D and this is D. And a third charge proton is placed at the midpoint. Third charge proton is placed at the midpoint. Okay. Perpendicular to the line joining the two fixed charges. Okay. Proton will execute SHM. Now, my dear NEET aspirants, a third charge proton is placed at the midpoint. Okay. It says that a proton is placed at a midpoint at x distance, such that x is much, much less than d. Perpendicular to the line joining the two charges. Perpendicular to the line joining the two charges. Proton will execute simple harmonic motion. My dear NEET aspirants, this will be the proton over here, positive charge. This negative will attract it towards itself. This will attract it towards itself. So this will be the resultant force. It will come back due to this resultant force and it will cross the center. When it crosses the center, it will start SHM. Now they will be asked us to find the angular frequency, that is omega. We have to find the value of omega. Guys, first and the foremost thing, what is the force acting on this particle? Listen carefully. Whenever they ask you to find the omega, first find force. Force will be K Q total into Q1 into X upon R square plus X square whole raised power 3 by 2. And in this particular case, my dear NEET aspirants, let me just tell you, they are saying that X is much, much less than D. So if you see X is much, much less than R, then this is going to be the force. K Q total Q1 X divided by R cube. Like over here, this is R and this is R. In this particular question, this is given as D and this is given as D. So I would directly write over here, this is going to be that is D cube. This will be the force. Now, can I say, guys, acceleration is force divided by mass? Yes. So boys and girls, force is K. What is the value of Q total over here? Q into Q is Q square. Okay. And this charge over here in this particular case. Okay. This is the proton in this particular case. K Q square and this is Q1. So two electrons are fixed at a distance of 2d and third charge proton is placed at a midpoint, okay, such that, okay, this is a proton in this particular case and these are the two electrons. These are the two electrons in this particular case, okay, and this is, I would say over here, let's keep this as Q1 and this is X divided by M into D cube, M into D cube. Now, my dear NEET aspirants, listen to me very carefully. What I want you to understand over here is, can I say in this particular case, we got this as acceleration. This is the acceleration that we got. Can I say, guys, we know as we know. What do we actually know in this particular case? We can say, my dear NEET aspirants over here, listen to me very carefully. We can say in this particular case, guys, we say acceleration is equal to omega square of x. Acceleration is equal to omega square of x. Listen to me very carefully. Okay, listen to me very carefully. Acceleration is equal to omega square of x. Okay. K, Q. Yes. K Q total in this particular case. Guys. F is equal to K, Q total into Q1 into X. Now, what do I say in this particular case? See, what is the value of Q total? That is Q plus Q. That will be over here 2Q. That will be over here 2Q. Okay, so can I say in this particular case, I can directly say over here, this Q total will be over here. That is K into, I would say, that is 2Q. That is 2Q. Okay, this will be 2Q square. 2Q square. I hope you are getting me. Guys. Q into Q plus Q is 2Q. Into this Q, that is 2Q square. Q total is 2Q. This is Q. So 2Q square. Okay. And then you say X divided by M into, I would say, DQ. Into DQ. Now, this is the acceleration that we got here. But we know, my dear NEET aspirants, listen to me very carefully. Yes. We know, my dear NEET aspirants, acceleration of SHM is this. This is the acceleration of this particle over here. This is the acceleration of SHM. Now, this is A, this is A. This is X, this is X. You can write negative over here, but you can ignore. So you can say omega square will be equals to, that is 2K Q square divided by, I would say, M into D cube. So in this particular case, omega will come out to be, take this under root over here. That is 2K Q square divided by M into D cube. Now, can you write it like this? Under root of 2. What is the value of K? 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught. That is Q square upon 4 pi epsilon naught into MD cube. So 2 1s are 2 2s are 4. So Q square upon 2 pi epsilon naught MD cube. Q square upon 2 pi epsilon naught MD cube. I hope this is clear. Guys. No need to get confused in this particular case. Let me show you again. So there are two electrons. There is a proton which you have displaced. Okay, there is a proton which you have displaced. And if you have displaced this proton by x distance, now it will start SHM. If you release, it will come back. It will start SHM. First and the foremost thing, tell me force on this. Sir, force is K, Q total into Q1 into X divided by R cube. Now, F is equal to K. What is Q total? Q plus Q is 2Q. That is 2Q. And this Q1 is also Q. Into, I would say, this X divided by R. R. What is the value of R in this particular case? That is D. So DQ. So this will be 2K Q square X divided by DQ. Now we can find the acceleration over here. Acceleration is force divided by mass. So force will be 2K Q square X divided by MD cube. Now this is the acceleration of this particle which is performing SHM. Now we know, my dear NEET aspirants, acceleration of SHM is A is equal to omega square of X. This is the acceleration of the particle here which is performing SHM here. And we know acceleration of SHM is this. AA XX. Omega square will be over here in this particular case. That will be 2K Q square divided by M into D cube and its root. This is omega. Even you can find the time period from this also. Guys, we say omega is 2 pi divided by T is equal to under root of 2K Q square divided by MD cube. Do the reciprocal. T divided by 2 pi will be equals to under root of MD cube divided by 2K into Q square. T will be equals to 2 pi. Take this 2 pi here. Under root of MD cube upon 2K Q square. Even you can put the value of K as 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught also. So this is time period also. Please tell me in the chats if this is clear. Guys, tell me in the chats if this is clear. Is this clear? Come on. Give me the signal in the chats if this is clear. Is this clear? Is this clear? Yes. J Mains 2025. Consider a circular loop that is having the uniformly charged. Head has a radius of A divided by root 2. Guys, a ring has a radius of R is equal to A divided by root 2. Find the position along the z-axis. Okay, find the position along the z-axis. So this is it is something like this. Ring is something like this. This R is equal to A divided by root 2. Find the position along z-axis where the electric field is maximum. Guys, electric field is maximum at R divided by root 2. What is the value of R over here? A divided by root 2, guys. A divided by root 2 into this root 2. Root 2 into root 2 is 2, so A divided by 2. I hope this is crystalline clear. I hope this is crystalline clear. For a uniformly charged ring R, the electric field, see JEE 2019, the electric field on its axis has the largest magnitude at H from this distance center R divided by root 2. R divided by root 2. Electric field, if they ask you electric field maximum or they ask you this, so we say electric field is maximum at R divided by root 2. Okay, absolutely. Now there is this question. See, a thin copper ring of radius A, okay, is charged with Q units of electricity. It has Q units of electricity. An electron is placed at the center. Minus Q. Okay. If electron is displaced little, if you displace the electron little by x distance, such that x is much less than A, it will have the frequency. We have to find the frequency. Listen to me very carefully. First and the foremost thing, tell me what is the force acting on this particle. F is equal to K Q total Q1 into x divided by R cube. When x is much less than this, then I would write A cube over here. R means this radius, that is A over here. So force in this case will be K. What is the value of this Q? That is this Q. What is the value of Q1? That is this. This is Q and this is E in this particular case. Okay. And then this X divided by A cube. This is force. Can you find acceleration? Acceleration is force divided by mass, my dear NEET aspirants. It is K Q E X divided by M into A cube. Now, can you compare this acceleration with omega square of x? Absolutely, sir. So, omega square here will come out to be, that is K Q E. Okay, K Q E divided by, I would say that is M into A cube. So when you get omega, put this over here. Put this over here in this particular case. So omega will be equals to under root of KQE divided by M into A cube. When you get omega, you can also write 2 pi into F. So this will be under root of KQE divided by M into A cube, my dear NEET aspirants. Now put the value of K as 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught and take this 2 pi over here, 1 divided by 2 pi. From here you can get the frequency also. From here you can get the frequency also. Alright, tell me, is this clear? Oh? Is this clear? Is this clear? Can you find the frequency from this now? See, 2 pi into F will be equals to under root of KQE divided by MA cube. KQE divided by M into A cube. You can write it like this, under root of Q into E upon, instead of K, 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught M into A cube. And this, take this 1 divided by 2 pi here, this will be equals to F. Done. 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 I hope this is crystal and clear. I hope this is crystal and clear. Okay. One more important thing I just want to tell you over here. See guys, very important. Listen to me very carefully. Electric dipole placed in the external electric field. Listen carefully. Electric dipole placed in the external electric field. Listen guys. Listen guys. Listen carefully. What is meant by electric dipole? Electric dipole means if you have minus Q charge and plus Q charge separated by some distance. This is called electric dipole. Now, whenever electric dipole is placed in external electric field, on this positive charge, force acts in this direction. Q times of E. On the negative charge, force will act in this direction, Q times of E. Now, my dear NEET aspirants, due to these two forces, the dipole will rotate. So, a torque will be created. Dipole will rotate. Okay. When dipole rotates, it will not stop at this position. So, basically, it has gained the motion. It will not stop at this position. It will start rotating. So, it will start doing the SHM. Listen carefully. Listen carefully. Guys, please. This is Q times of E. This is Q times of E. Okay. Now, due to these two forces, the dipole will rotate. Will it stop here? No, it will start performing the SHM. It will go down. So when it goes down, again this force acts in this direction. This force acts in this direction. It will bring back. So the dipole will start performing the SHM. Now, if dipole starts performing the SHM in this particular case, my dear NEET aspirants, they will be asking you, they might ask you one thing. What is the value of angular frequency in this case? You'll be directly remembering when it comes to the angular frequency. When it comes to the angular frequency, this is 2QE divided by M into D. That's it. Directly. Sir, shall we remember this directly? Yes, directly remember. Directly remember. Because whenever the dipole performs SHM, it will have SHM is there, angular frequency is there. This will be basically this. 2 is 2, Q is the charge, E is the electric field. Q is the charge on the dipole, E is the electric field. Okay. M is the mass of the charge. And D is the separation between the charges. D is the separation between the charges. You can write time period also. Omega is 2 pi by T. 2 pi by T. It is under root of 2QE divided by MD. Do the reciprocal. T divided by 2 pi is equal to under root of 2QE divided by M into D. Take this here. T will be equals to 2 pi under root of, okay, when you do the reciprocal, do it from this side also, no? So if this is 2 pi by T, so this will be under root of MD divided by 2QE. Take this 2 pi here, T will be equals to 2 pi under root of MD divided by 2QE. Again, I am telling you, what is this M? M is the mass of the charge. D is the separation between the dipoles. Okay, 2 is 2, Q is the charge, E is electric field, A is electric field. 2019 JEE. A dipole is formed by two equal and opposite charges, Q with separation D, minus Q plus Q with separation D. The charges of mass M. It is kept in a uniform electric field E. It is kept in a uniform electric field E. It is slightly rotated from the equilibrium position. It will have if it is slightly rotated, it will start performing SHM. It will have an angular frequency. Just now I told you. Just now I told you. Second question. JEE 2025. A dipole of mass M, charge Q, minus Q, plus Q, mass M. Okay, and length L. Here length is given as L. In a uniform electric field. It is placed in a uniform electric field, my dear NEET aspirants. And the value of electric field is given. That is E naught into I cap. When the dipole is rotated slightly from the equilibrium position and release, the time period will be, if you displace it and if you release it, it will start SHM. It will have a time period. Tell me what is the value of time period? 2 pi under root of, what is the time period? 2 pi under root of MD by 2QE. MD divided by 2QE. So under root of M. What is the distance? Instead of D, I'll write L upon 2. Charge is Q, and E, instead of E, I can write E naught, because E is given as E naught. 2q E naught, m into L 2 pi, and this 2 pi also. Option D. Give me the signal if this is clear. Give me the signal if this is clear. Guys, come on, quick, 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 quick. Oh, is this clear? Oh, if you know the concept, it becomes one-liner, just one-liner. It becomes one-liner if you know the concept. Okay, one more important thing. Electric flux and Gauss law. Listen to me very carefully. Guys, listen to me very carefully. Let's suppose this is the electric field placed over. This is the electric field. Sir, where does this electric field come from? Let's suppose I have placed a charge over here. Because of that, electric field lines are coming out. Now I'll place a sheet in front of this. This sheet. This sheet. Now through this one sheet, first sheet, how many lines are crossing? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we say flux through this sheet will be 7. How many lines are crossing through this sheet? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So flux through the second is 9. So flux is defined as the number of field lines crossing the surface perpendicularly. So whenever number of field lines are crossing any surface, flux will be created. And we say this flux is, listen to me very carefully. It is electric field dot area vector. Dot product of electric field and area is flux. You can write it like this also. That is EA cos theta. How do you define flux? Number of field lines crossing the surface perpendicularly. Okay, more is the field, more is flux. More is area, more is flux. See, area is bigger, more is the flux, 9. Area is small, flux is small. Okay, then we say Gauss law. Guys, listen to me very carefully. Gauss law means flux through any closed surface. Flux through any closed surface is equal to charge enclosed by that surface divided by epsilon naught. Charge enclosed by that surface divided by epsilon naught. This is the flux. Like if you have a sphere over here, inside the sphere you have a charge Q. We say because of this charge, field lines are coming out. Now these field lines are crossing the surface. We say in this particular case, flux will be how much? Q divided by epsilon naught. Now listen carefully. Let's suppose, my dear NEET aspirants, if I say this is a square. If I place the charge at this face, sir, can I consider this? This is a square, charge is placed at the face. Can I consider this as the enclosed charge? No. What you are supposed to do is you need to attach one more cube over here, imaginary cube. Sir, now this becomes an enclosed surface. Yes. Now this becomes the closed surface for this charge. Sir, if I place the charge inside, so can I consider this as enclosed surface? If I place the charge here, is this the enclosed surface for the charge? Yes. But if you place the charge at the edge, on the face, we say it will not be the enclosed surface. Here you need to add one more. Add one more charge. Add one more cube. Then it becomes the closed surface for this charge. So can I say then flux through 2 cubes? Then 2 cubes will be considered as the closed surface. So then we say flux through 2 cubes will be equals to flux through closed surface will be equals to Q divided by epsilon naught. This is the flux through 2 cubes. What will be flux through 1 cube? That will be Q divided by 2 epsilon. Now, let's suppose if I say, listen to me very carefully. If you place the charge at this edge, not at the face, how many more cubes you need to add so that this charge becomes the enclosed charge? 3 more cubes. So here flux through 3 cubes we write as q by epsilon naught. Because, sorry, 4 cubes. Why? Because 1 cube is already there. How many more cubes you need to attach so that it becomes enclosed? 4. So it is q by epsilon naught. Flux through 1 cube will be q divided by 4 epsilon naught. If let's suppose the question is these are the basic questions. I have to show you something else, bro. That's why I'm teaching you basics first. Listen, this is the cube. This is the cube. And in this particular case, my dear NEET aspirants, if you place the charge at the corner, how many more cubes you need to attach so that it becomes enclosed? Add 7 more. So total is 8. So flux through 8 cubes. Flux through 8 cubes will be equals to q divided by epsilon naught. So what will be flux through 1 cube? That will be q divided by 8 epsilon. Flux through 1 cube will be q by 8 epsilon naught. Now take a look at the question which I want to show you. JEE 2026. This is a cube. The charge is placed at the face. The charge is placed at the corner. When you place the charge at the face, what will be the flux through 1 cube? Q by 2 epsilon naught. When you place the charge at the corner, what will be the flux? That is q by 8 epsilon naught. Now in this cube, charge is placed at this. What will be the net flux through the cube? Listen carefully. Due to this, it will be q by 8 epsilon naught. But instead of q, there is 2q. 2q divided by 8 epsilon naught plus. Due to this, it will be q divided by 2 epsilon naught. Oh, sir, amazing question. And amazing you have given the solution over here. If you place the charge at the corner, what will be flux through the cube? Q by 8 epsilon naught. So due to this, 2q by 8 epsilon naught. Due to this, q by 2 epsilon naught. Take this common. Q divided by 2 1s are 2 4s are 8. Q divided by epsilon naught you take common. So here it will be 1 by 4 plus 1 divided by 2. So this will be q divided by epsilon naught. 2 plus 4, that is 6 divided by 8. 2 3s are 6, 2 4s are 8. So it will be 3 divided by 4 q divided by epsilon naught. 3 by 4 q by epsilon. Oh, is this clear? Oh, is this clear? I need to show you this. This is very important. Very, very important. April 2025 JEE. The electric field in the region is given by 2i cap plus 4j cap plus 6k cap. The flux of the field through the surface. The flux of the field through the rectangular surface parallel to the xz plane is this. Okay. Then the area of the surface will be, okay, the flux of the field through the rectangular surface in the xz plane. See what does the question say. See what does the question say. This is x, this is y, this is z. There is a plane that is placed in, there is a sheet which is placed in xz plane. Always remember, direction of area vector is always perpendicular to the surface. This is the direction of area vector. So A will be along j cap. So the unit vector along y-axis is j. So area vector will be along j cap. Now, my dear NEET aspirants, it says flux in this particular case is given as, what is the value of flux? That is 6. You have to tell me what is the value of this area. The flux of the field through the surface parallel to xz plane Guys, this is the electric field and the sheet is placed in XZ plane. How much flux is created through the sheet? That is 6. You guys are supposed to tell me what is the area. Guys, see, we say flux is equal to electric field dot area. Flux is given as 6 is equal to electric field into area. Electric field is in the y cap, in J. Flux area, area is in the y direction. Now electric field is in X, Y as well as Z. Now guys, see, let me tell you. Let's suppose if you have A vector as 2i cap plus 3j cap, B vector as 3j cap. If I say what is A vector dot B vector, see how do you do the dot product of two vectors? You see, this is the coefficient of I here. What is the coefficient of I here? 0. There is no I. So 2 into 0. This is how we do the dot product. Coefficient of first vector, coefficient of second vector, 2 into 0 plus. What is the coefficient of J here? 3. What is the coefficient of J here? 3 into 3. So this is 0, 3 into 3 is 9. This is A dot B. Similarly, if you are doing A dot B, E dot A over here. So this area vector is in the J direction. So area is J cap. A is equal to A vector is equal to AJ cap. So basically, you will be multiplying this 4 with this A. Coefficient of J will be multiplied with the coefficient of J over here. So coefficient of J is 4 and coefficient of this is A. So this will be 4A. Now, my dear NEET aspirants, area will come out to be in this particular case. So that is 3s are, 2s are. So 3 divided by 2, that is 1.5. So 1.5 meter square, but it is in centimeter square. So you can write 1.5 into 10 raised power minus 3. Okay. Minus 2 meter square. Okay. Or you can keep it in the meter square only. Okay. Okay. 10 raised power minus 2. So 1.5 in 10 raised power minus 2, and you can say centimeter square. Is this clear? Please tell me in the chats. Is this clear? Please tell me in the chats. Guys, quick. Let me know in the chats if this is clear. Quick. Okay. Hey, it is simple, oh. It is simple. It is simple. Okay. Array, this is simple, bro. This is electric field. This is area. Okay. This is flux. So if you have to multiply electric field with area, you have to consider that component of electric field. If area is in J direction, then multiply A with 4. Then multiply A with 4. Okay. Then multiply with A this. Okay. See. Simple. I am showing you in this particular case. What is electric field? What is electric field? What is electric field? Okay, 10 raised power minus 3 is also over here. Okay. Sorry. 10 raised power minus 3 also. 10 raised power minus 3 also. Okay, so electric field in this case is given as 2i cap plus 4j cap plus 6k cap, okay, into 10 raised power minus 3. 10 raised power 3, 10 raised power 3, okay. Now, my dear NEET aspirants, simple ones. Yes. You can multiply it over here. So, in this particular case, you can say that is, what is the value of flux? Flux is given as 6, and area in this particular case is given as, that is A into J cap. Okay, so what you can say in this particular case, my dear NEET aspirants, so you can say this flux will come out to be, this flux is 6, and this will be over here in this particular case. I can say this will be electric field. What is the value of electric field? 4 into 10 raised power minus 3. 4 into 10 raised power 3. Okay, 4 into 10 raised power 3 into what is this area? Area is given as AJ cap. Are simple, bro, into area A. Because see, this 10 raised power 3 is multiplied to this also, 10 raised power 3 is multiplied to this also, 10 raised power 3 is multiplied to this also. So you can say this J will be multiplied, this 4 into 10 raised power 3, you need to multiply it with A, because coefficient of J is 4 here, coefficient of J is A over here. Okay, now my dear NEET aspirants, what you can say in this particular case is, so 2 2s are 4, 2 3s are 6. Okay, so this will be 3 divided by 2. If you take it over here into 10 raised power minus 3, it will come out to be, that is area. Oh, yes. Okay, now tell me what is the value of, that is 1.5 into 10 raised power minus 3. Now clear? Now clear? Now clear? Tell me. Now clear? Now is this clear? One more question, JEE 2021 on the same pattern. Electric field is given by 2 divided by 5 E naught I cap plus 3 divided by 5 E naught J cap. Value of E naught is also given. The flux through the field, the flux of this field through the rectangular surface of area, this is the area given as 0.4 meter square. Okay, along YZ plane. YZ X along YZ plane. Guys, if the area is in YZ plane, means this plane, then I must say, see. This is in XZ plane. Okay. This is in XY plane. This is in XYZ plane. So area of this will be along x-axis. So area will be along x-axis, so I cap. Now, my dear NEET aspirants, if I say flux, so you need to consider I component and you need to consider this over here. So that will be 2 by 5 into E naught multiplied by 0.4. Oh, sir, crystal clear. 2 divided by 5 into 0.4 means 4 divided by 10 into, I would say, E naught. Put the E naught value over here, get the flux. Oh, is this clear? Is this clear? Tell me, my dear NEET aspirants. Oh, is this clear? Give me the signal in the chats. Is this clear? Is this clear? So if they say area is in the YZ plane, means the direction of area will be along x-axis. So that's why I'm writing 0.4 meter square into I cap. Into I cap. How can you say along x-axis? It's in YZ plane. X-axis, y-axis, z-axis. If I place it like this, it is in x and z. Area will be along y. If it is like this, that is z-axis, y-axis. Area will be along x. X will be I cap. X will be I cap. Okay. Yes. Okay, one more important concept I just want to show you from the capacitors. One more important concept I just want to show you from the capacitors. Listen carefully. One more important concept. Series combination of dielectrics. Listen to me very carefully. See, let's suppose, my dear NEET aspirants, this is a plate. This is a plate. You have got two plates. It is having area A, separation between the plates D. We call this as parallel plate capacitor. What is the capacitance of parallel plate capacitor? Epsilon naught A divided by D. Now, my dear NEET aspirants, if you place the dielectric is a material in between the capacitors. This topic was also extremely important. If you place the dielectric is a material in between the capacitor, in between the plates, which is having dielectric constant as K, we say its capacitance becomes C dash, its capacitance will becomes K times of C. C means original capacitance. What is original capacitance? C dash is equal to K into epsilon naught A divided by D. Whenever you place a dielectric in between the plates, its capacitance becomes epsilon naught A by D. Now see, let's suppose if the dielectric placed between the plates is having width T. Okay. Sir, in this case, the dielectric was filled in the entire width from here to here, in the entire D width. But here, dielectric is not filled in the entire width. So this D is the separation between the plates. Width of the dielectric is T. What will be the capacitance of this capacitor? Epsilon naught A upon, listen carefully, D minus T plus T divided by K. K is the dielectric constant of this dielectric. A is the area of plates. D is the separation between the plates. T is the width of the dielectric. This will be the capacitance. Here, if multiple dielectrics are placed in series, and if they ask you to find the equivalent capacitance over here, okay, net capacitance after dielectric, capacitance after placing multiple dielectrics, see, epsilon naught A, D1 divided by K1, D1 is the width of this, K1 is the dielectric constant of this, plus D2 divided by K2, plus D3 divided by K3, okay, plus D4 divided by K4. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, my dear NEET aspirants, if only one dielectric is present in the entire width, K epsilon naught A by D. If dielectric is placed but not in the entire width till T, this is the capacitance. If multiple dielectrics are placed in series, in that particular case, this is the capacitance. If somebody says, what is the equivalent dielectric constant? Okay, also, equivalent dielectric constant. My dear NEET aspirants, like when different resistors are placed in series, you find equivalent resistance. Similarly, you have to find the equivalent dielectric constant in this case. Okay. And equivalent dielectric constant in this case will be, listen carefully, K equivalent. This is capacitance after placing dielectric. This is equivalent dielectric constant, D upon D1 by K1 plus D2 by K2 plus D3 by K3 plus D4 by K4. Take a look. JEE 2026. JEE 2026. This question. JEE 2026. A parallel plate capacitor has a capacitance C. A parallel plate capacitor has a capacitance C. Okay. When there is a vacuum between the plates, so when there is nothing between the plates, its capacitance is C. A sheet having thickness 1/3 of the separation. So basically we have placed a dielectric. This is a dielectric. If this distance is d, it says this is having the distance d by 3. And its dielectric constant is K. Of the separation between the plates and relative permittivity. Relative permittivity is also dielectric constant. K is introduced between the plates. Now guys, if this is the vacuum before, then you place the dielectric of width d by 3 having dielectric constant K. So remaining width will be how much? 2d by 3. Array 2d by 3 plus d by 3 will be how much? D. And this is air. Remaining is there, na? So for air, dielectric constant is 1. Then the new capacitance will be, guys see, C dash is epsilon naught A upon D1 by K1 plus D2 by K2. Epsilon naught A upon, guys, this dielectric is placed which is having the width D by 3. Remaining is 2D by 3. So you can consider this one dielectric, you can consider this another dielectric. So for this width is d by 3, d1 by k1, and dielectric constant is k plus. For this width is 2d by 3, and dielectric constant is 1. Now you can say epsilon naught A upon, what you can take common over here, d by 3. What remains? 1 by k plus, here it remains 2. So you can say it is epsilon naught A upon d divided by 3, 2k plus 1 divided by this k. Now this 3k you can take in the numerator. 3k epsilon naught A divided by d into 2k plus 1. Guys, epsilon naught A by d is the capacitance without dielectric. So call this C dash. So that will be without dielectric, epsilon naught A by d is C. 3kc divided by 2k plus 1. 3kc divided by 2k plus 1. This option D, last option. Last option. Is this clear? J means 2021. 3 dielectrics are placed. You have to find the net capacitance. Array yaar, C dash is equal to epsilon naught A upon D1 by K1, D by K plus D2 by K2, 2D by 3K plus 3D by 5K. Done, sir. Done, sir. C dash will be epsilon naught A upon D divided by K. You can take common. 1 plus 2 by 3 plus 3 by 5. Now multiply. C dash will come out to be epsilon naught A upon D divided by K. Now this will come out to be 34 by 15. Okay. 34 by 15. If you solve, this will be 34 by 15. Now take this 15k in the numerator. So it will be 15k epsilon naught A upon D into 34. Option A, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. If the dielectrics are placed in parallel, one dielectric, another dielectric, another dielectric. In this particular case, guys, previously it was series. In this case, this is one plate. This is another plate. Dielectric constant of this is K1, K2, K3. Width of this is A1, A2, A3. Here capacitance after placing dielectrics in parallel, it will be epsilon naught divided by D. Then we say A1 K1 plus A2 K2 plus A3 K3. Okay. And my dear NEET aspirants, K equivalent. If somebody says, I want to replace these dielectrics with a single dielectric, then that will be K equivalent. This K equivalent will be simply, that is, my dear NEET aspirants, we say A1K1 plus A2K2 plus A3K3 divided by, I would say, A. Divided by, I would say, A. I believe this is crystalline clear. I believe this is crystalline clear. This is the equivalent dielectric constant in this particular case, my dear NEET aspirants. Okay. This is the equivalent dielectric constant. This is the equivalent capacitance. This is the equivalent capacitance. There is a question which was asked in NEET 2020. Guys, let me just tell you an amazing trick over here. You have given multiple dielectrics here. You need to tell me which option is correct. So this is K equivalent, K equivalent, K equivalent, K equivalent. In this particular case, my dear NEET aspirants, okay, in this particular case, what I want you to understand, let's suppose if I say you replace this dielectric with air, see, sir, first method is you do the series parallel over here. I don't want you guys to do series parallel. See the jugaad. You replace this and this with air. Replace all these with air. This and this replace with this air. If K1 is equal to 1 means you are replacing this with air, or it is equal to K2 is equal to K3 is equal to K4 is equal to 1. That means it is air. If you are replacing all these dielectrics with air, for air, what is the dielectric constant? 1. Then their equivalent must also have the dielectric constant of how much? 1. If you are replacing this with air, this also with air, this also with air, this also with air, so it will be filled with air. So the equivalent dielectric must be having the value of 1 also, because their resultant will be also 1. Their resultant will be also air. Yes. Now check in which option. If you put K1, K2, K3 as 1, K equivalent must be also 1. That is in option 3. Put option 3. Check for 3. Option 3. Put the value of K. See guys, 2 divided by K equivalent is equal to, this is 3 upon, put this 1, 1, 1, that is 3, plus 1 divided by 4, that is also 1. This is also 1. So basically, if you put all K1, K2, K3, K4 as 1, K equivalent will be also, must be also 1. This and this is 1. 1 plus 1 is 2. So what remains over here? 2 divided by K equivalent will come out to be 2. Okay, take this 2 here, K equivalent here, K equivalent will be 1. So in option 3 only, if you put K1, K2, K3 and K4 as 1, then K equivalent will also come out to be 1. Sir, in this one, no, it will not. Here also no, here also no. Please give me the signal in the chats if this is clear. Give me the signal in the chats if this is clear. Tell me quickly. Quickly, guys, quickly. Very important. Very important, my dear NEET aspirants. See, basically, you will be given different number of small capacitors or small drops. N capacitors. Okay. These N capacitors are joined together to form a big capacitor. If N capacitors are joined to form a big capacitor, they might ask you to tell us what is the capacitance of big capacitor, potential of big capacitor, charge of big capacitor, radius of big capacitor. Directly remember, capacitance of big capacitor will be N raised power 1 by 3. If let's suppose these are 27 capacitors, I would say 27 small capacitor raised power 1 by 3. Okay, into capacitance of small capacitor. V dash will be N raised power 2 by 3 into V. This will be the potential of big capacitor. Directly remember. The charge will be simply N times of Q, N times of the charge of small capacitor. Array, this is having the charge Q, capacitance C, potential V, radius it will be having R. And when it comes to the radius of big capacitor will be radius N raised power 1 by 3 into radius of small capacitor. JEE 2026. 3 identical bubbles of water. Either they tell you 3 identical bubbles of water or they tell you small capacitors. 1, 2, 3. To form a having same charge to form a bigger bubble. Then the ratio of the potentials. Guys, what is the potential here? V. Let's keep it V1. V1 is equal to V. What is the potential over here? V2. What will be the value of V2? N raised power 2 divided by 3 into V. What is the value of N over here? That is 3. Because 3 capacitors are there, small. 3 raised power 2 by 3 into V. Then it says ratio. That means V1 divided by V2. That will be N raised power. That will be 3 raised power 2 by 3 into V upon V. This and V1 by V2 we are finding. So V divided by 2 raised power 2 by 3 into V. This and this will cancel. So it is 1 upon 2 raised power 2 by 3. Sorry, 3 raised power 3 because 3 capacitors are there. Option A. Okay, another question NEET 2021 asked from this topic. 27 small drops. How many? Value of N is 27. To convert a big capacitor. And potential of small drop is 220 volts. They combine to form a big drop. Then calculate the potential of big drop. What will be the potential of big drop? N raised power 2 by 3 into potential of small drop. What is the value of N? That is 27 raised power 2 by 3 into potential of small drop is 220. Now guys, 27 means 3 cube. 3 cube whole raised power 2 by 3 into 220. Because small potential of small drop is 220. This and this will cancel. So 3 square is 9. 9 into 220. That is 1980. Okay. Oh, is this clear? Oh? Is this clear? Is this clear? Is this clear, ladies and gentlemen? Tell me. Tell me. Let's understand the spectral lines. Let's understand the spectral lines. Let's understand the spectral lines, boys and girls. Oh, is this clear? Give me the signal in the chats. Please. Guys, see. Emission spectrum. What does emission spectrum mean? Listen to me very carefully. This is an atom. An electron is revolving in the second orbit. If this electron makes the transition from second orbit to the first orbit, if this electron makes the transition from second orbit to the first orbit, we say a photon is released. A photon is released. Energy is released when an electron makes the transition from higher orbit to the lower orbit. Energy is released. Energy is released in the form of photon. And if we place the screen in front of this photon will fall onto the screen. It will form the bright spot or bright line. If the wavelength of this photon matches with the wavelength of red, it will form the red line. If the wavelength of this photon matches with the wavelength of yellow, it will form this yellow line. If the wavelength of this photon matches with the wavelength of any other color, it will form that color line. This is called emission spectrum. Creation of these lines on this spectrum, on this creation, formation of these spots, lines on the screen, that is what we call spectrum. Now the same thing we show in spectral series. Same thing. Means when electron moves from higher orbit to lower orbit, photon is released, that falls onto the screen. When that falls onto the screen, my dear NEET aspirants, it forms the line. That line we show in different spectral series, like you have Lyman series, Balmer series, Paschen series. Now first of all, see in Lyman series, what do we show? Listen to me very carefully. I'll make you understand. So whenever we make this series spectral, this is what we call spectral series. When electron moves from higher orbit to lower orbit, we show that in the spectral series also. Like this is the first orbit. We make orbits with the help of straight lines. This is the first orbit. This is the second orbit. This is the third orbit. This is the fourth orbit. This is the fifth orbit. And this is the nth orbit. If let's suppose electron moves from higher orbit to the first orbit, second to first, we know photon is released. That forms on the screen. That will create a line over there. That will create a bright spot over there. And that bright spot, my dear NEET aspirants, we can show that bright spot with this line. We can show that bright spot with this line. Okay. On the spectral series, we show it like this when electron moves from 2 to 1. If electron moves from 3 to 1, we show that with this line. If electron moves from this, I would say 4 to 1, we show that with this line. So basically in Lyman series, what do we show? When electron moves from higher orbits to the first orbit. So when electron moves from higher orbits to first orbit, that we show in Lyman series. Okay, so final orbit is 1, initial orbit may be 2, 3, 4, up to infinity. Okay, so this is what we call the first line of Lyman series. This is what we call the last line of Lyman series. Listen to me very carefully. When it comes to the first line, when it comes to the last line, guys, see, this first line of Lyman series will have minimum energy. Remember directly. Why? Because what is the energy of an electron in the first orbit? 13.6 electron volts. What is the energy of an electron in the second orbit? Minus 3.4 electron volts. So boys and girls, please listen carefully. So this line, when electron moves from second orbit to first orbit, we say in that particular case, the photon is released. That photon will be having the less energy. Okay, so first line, see, please listen carefully. When electron moves from higher orbit to lower orbit, photon is released. This photon will have some energy. It will be having less energy as compared to the photon. When electron moves from, I would say, last orbit, higher orbit to the first orbit. So here energy of this line will be large. Either you say energy of line or you say energy of photon. It is one and the same thing. So my dear NEET aspirants, energy is minimum. Okay, frequency is also minimum. But wavelength is maximum. Because wavelength and frequency have inverse relation. Here, my dear NEET aspirants, I would say energy is maximum. For last line, energy is maximum. Frequency is minimum. Sorry, frequency is also maximum. And wavelength is minimum. Tell me, is this clear? Smash the like button if you are not liked the session yet. Are you getting me? What do we show in this Lyman series, Balmer series? When electron makes the transition from higher orbits to the lower orbit, photon is released. That creates the line on the spectrum. That line is shown also in the spectral series like this. So in Lyman series, we show when electrons move from higher orbit to first orbit, from second to first, third to first here. So first line will be having the minimum energy, minimum frequency, maximum wavelength. Last line will be having the maximum energy, maximum frequency, minimum wavelength. When electron moves from higher orbits to the second orbit. Okay, now if the electron moves from third to second, photon is released, that falls onto the screen, it creates the line. So that line we show in the Balmer series. So in the Balmer series, final orbit is 2, initial orbit can be 3, 4, 5 and so on. Okay. So here, this is the first line of Balmer series, second line of Balmer series, third line of Balmer series. What does third line of Balmer series say? Electron has made the transition from n is equal to 5 to n is equal to 2. This is the last line of Balmer series. Here also, first line has maximum wavelength, minimum frequency, minimum energy. Last line will have maximum energy, maximum frequency, minimum wavelength. Paschen series. In Paschen series, we say final orbit is 3. Finally, an electron comes to third orbit from 4th, 5th, 6th up to infinity. Similarly, you have bracket series. In bracket series, finally electron comes to 4th orbit. Initially, it can move from 5, 6, 7 up to infinity. In P-fund series, final orbit is 5. Initial can be 6, 7, 8 up to infinity. Now, if somebody says, my dear NEET aspirants, when an electron makes the transition from higher orbit to lower orbit, photon is released. What is the wavelength of this photon? Or the line which is created on the spectrum, what is the wavelength of this line? It is one and the same thing. Either you say wavelength of the photon or wavelength of this line. Okay. Now, my dear NEET aspirants, the wavelength of this line is this. You will be directly remembering. 1 by lambda. 1 by lambda is wave number. Lambda is wavelength. R is Rydberg constant. 1 by n final square minus 1 by n initial square. This is how we find the wavelength of that line, photon, whatever you say. Like the first question which was asked in JEE 2025. The ratio of shortest wavelength, okay, of Balmer series. Sir, in case of Balmer series, which line has the shortest wavelength? Which line has the shortest wavelength? First line has the longest wavelength. Last line will be having the shortest wavelength. Means last line of Balmer. Okay. To the shortest wavelength of Lyman means last line of Lyman. Because last line will be having the shortest wavelength. So last line is created when electron moves finally. In case of Balmer series, what is the final orbit in case of Balmer series? Guys, last line, final orbit is, I would say, 2. Initial is infinity. In case of Lyman series, last line, electron moves from infinity to 1. So I would say n final is 2, n initial is infinity. Here, n final is 1 and initial is infinity. So tell me, how do we find the wavelength of this? So 1 divided by lambda Balmer will come out to be R, Rydberg constant. 1 by n final square. See, 1 by n final square minus n initial square. N final square is 2 square minus 1 by infinity. 1 by infinity is 0. 1 by lambda Balmer will come out to be R by 4. 2 square is 4. So lambda Balmer, do the reciprocal, it is 4 by R. Here, 1 by lambda Lyman, it is R. 1 by n final square, 1 square minus 1 by infinity. So 1 by lambda Lyman will come out to be R. Do the reciprocal, lambda Lyman will be equals to 1 divided by R. Now, my dear NEET aspirants, what I can say, lambda Balmer divided by lambda Lyman, it will be 4 divided by R upon 1 divided by R. With this divided by this, R will cancel, it is 4 is to 1. 4 is to 1. Okay, JEE 2025. For a hydrogen spectrum, the longest wavelength of Lyman to that of Balmer. Longest wavelength. Longest wavelength means which one? First line of Lyman. Okay, first line of Lyman. First line of Lyman. Okay, first line of Balmer. First length of Lyman and first line of Balmer. Now, my dear NEET aspirants, first line means when final orbit in case of Lyman is 1 and initially it has shifted from 3. When is the first line created? When electron made the transition from 3 to 1. Here, final orbit is 1, final orbit is 2, initial orbit is 2 to 1. 2 to 1. Here it is from 3 to 2. Okay. Now tell me, how do we find the lambda 1 upon lambda Lyman? How do we find the wavelength here? Rydberg constant 1 upon n final square, 1 square minus 1 upon n initial square, 2 square. 1 divided by lambda Lyman will be R. This is 1 divided by 1 minus 1 divided by 4. Now 4 into 1 is 4. 4 minus 1 is 3. 3 by 4. 1 by lambda Lyman will come out to be R. This is 3 by 4. Do the reciprocal, lambda Lyman will be 4 by 3R. Okay, what about here? So 1 divided by lambda Balmer, last line wavelength of first line of Balmer. Rydberg constant 1 by n final square minus 1 by n initial square. So this will be 1 by lambda Balmer is equal to this R, 1 by 4, 1 by 9. This is 9 minus 4, that is 5 divided by 3 square is 9, 2 square is 4, that is 36. So lambda Balmer will come out to be 36 divided by 5R. So now lambda Lyman divided by lambda Balmer. What is the value of lambda Lyman? 4 divided by 3R divided by lambda Balmer. Take this in the numerator, 5R divided by 36. R and R will cancel. 4 1s are, 4 9s are. Okay. This will be 5 divided by 27. 5 divided by 27. Oh, is this clear? Oh, tell me, NEET 2000, JEE 2024. If the wavelength of the first line of Lyman series, guys, tell me, is this clear? Tell me. See, if the wavelength of the first line of Lyman series, first line of Lyman means n final is equal to 1, n initial is equal to 2. First line of Lyman, it is lambda 1 is given as lambda. The wavelength of the second line of Lyman, second line of Lyman. How do you find second line of Lyman? We say second line means n final is 1 and n initial is 3 when electron moves from 3 to 1. So here you can say lambda 2 will come out to be R. Then I would say 1 divided by n final square minus, what is the value of n final? That is 1 square minus 1 divided by 3 square. So what will you find the value of lambda here? R 1 divided by 1 square minus 1 divided by 2 square. Now guys, solve this and this and divide this and this and you will get the answer. Now it is simple. Okay, what about this JEE 2024? The longest wavelength associated with the Paschen series. Longest wavelength in case of Paschen series. Guys, longest wavelength in case of Paschen series. So first one will be having the longest wavelength. So when electron has made the transition from 4 to 3. Okay. So I can say, so that is first line of Paschen. So that means n final is equal to 3 and initial is equal to 4. So how do you find the wavelength? 1 by lambda is equal to R 1 by 3 square minus 1 by 4 square. Value of Rydberg constant is also given. Now can you find the value of this? It is simple now. Yes sir, it is simple. Okay. Absolutely. Now see guys, one thing I just want to tell you over here. Photoelectric effect. Understand photoelectric effect. This is also very, very important. You can expect the question from this also. Very important. Okay, take a look. Take a look, my dear NEET aspirants. Listen carefully. Photoelectric effect means you have a metal surface. Okay. On this metal surface, I would say light is falling. Light means photons are falling. Photons. Light is made up of photons. When photons fall on this metal surface, we say electrons are ejected from this metal surface. Okay, this is photoelectric effect. Whenever photons fall on the metal surface, electrons are ejected. Now, my dear NEET aspirants, what do we say in this particular case? This photon has some energy of a photon. It transfers the energy to the electron which is present inside the metal surface. Now, this electron uses this energy in two things. First, to come out of the metal surface. Then, in order to move forward. This energy of a photon, when it falls onto the electron, it transfers this energy to the electron. It uses this energy in two things. First, it comes out. It uses the energy so that it can come out. That means work function. Work function means minimum amount of energy used by an electron to come out of the metal surface. Minimum energy required to come out of the metal surface. If I say 2 electron volt is the work function of this metal, that means this electron would need 2 electron volt energy to come out of the metal surface. So it is used in work function, means in order to come out of the metal surface, plus kinetic energy maximum. Plus kinetic energy maximum. That's it. This is photoelectric effect. This is photoelectric effect. So, my dear NEET aspirants, whenever photon falls on the metal surface, this energy of photon is transferred to the electron. Electron uses this energy to come out of the metal surface. That means in work function. Work function is the minimum energy required to come out of the metal surface. And then while moving forward, it requires kinetic energy. This is called Einstein's photoelectric equation. Now listen to me very carefully. We can write it like this also. This energy of photon is what we write as h into f. Planck's constant into frequency. Planck's constant into frequency is equal to work function can be written as h into f naught. H into f naught. And then plus kinetic energy maximum will be 1 by 2 mv square. Sir, this f naught is what we call threshold frequency. Threshold frequency. What is threshold frequency? Minimum frequency. This photon must be having, guys. First thing, energy of photon must be greater than this work function, greater or equal to work function. So then only electron can come out of the metal surface. If energy of photon is less than work function, means it cannot come out of the metal surface. This is the minimum energy required to come out of the metal surface. Frequency of the photon must be greater or equal to threshold frequency. Threshold frequency is the minimum value of frequency that the photon must have. Then only it can pull out the electron. This threshold frequency, 1 by 2 mv square. Even you can write a frequency, write also c divided by lambda. So you can say this is h. Instead of frequency, you can write c divided by lambda is equal to. Here you can say h into c divided by lambda naught. This is called a threshold wavelength. Plus I would say 1 divided by 2 mv square. Okay, you can write it like this also. Even you can write this like this also. H into f is equal to h into f naught plus kinetic energy of electron is also equal to ev naught. Ve is the charge on an electron. V naught is what we call stopping potential. Stopping potential. You directly remember this at this point of time. This is stopping potential. Okay, this is the negative value of potential. This is the negative value of potential at which no photocurrent flows. Directly remember stopping potential over here. And this is called a threshold wavelength. This is called a threshold wavelength. Maximum value of wavelength, okay, at which photoelectric effect takes place. Maximum. This is minimum. Okay, yes. Now, boys and girls, listen to me very carefully. There is a question which was asked in JEE 2023 on this. See, the threshold frequency of a metal is F naught. The threshold frequency of a metal is F naught. Threshold frequency is that frequency at which photoelectric effect takes place. When a light of 2 F naught, it says when a light of 2 times of F naught frequency falls on this is incident on the metal plate. The maximum velocity of photoelectron is V1. Guys, it says there is a metal surface. On this metal surface, a frequency of this much falls onto this. So electron is ejected. It is having the velocity V1. And then when the frequency of incident radiation is increased to 5 times of F naught, it says when a frequency of a photon is 5 times of F naught is incident. So the electron comes out over here, so which has a velocity of V2. Then it says what is the ratio of V1 divided by V2. Now, my dear NEET aspirants, I have given you all the equations of photoelectric effect. This. Which one should I use in this particular case? Listen carefully. Frequency F naught is given. V1 is given. Okay. So means frequency is given, velocity is given. Okay. Frequency, velocity. I think this equation is the perfect equation that I can use. Frequency, velocity. So I will be directly using over here as energy of a photon is equal to work function plus kinetic energy maximum. Energy of a photon you can write h into f. This you can write h into f naught plus kinetic energy maximum will be 1 by 2 mv square. This equation you will be using. In case 1, in case 2. In case 1, what is the frequency of a photon in case 1? 2 times of f naught. So this is the value of frequency. This is the value of frequency here. So in case 1, instead of f, I can write 2 times of f naught. So 2 times of hf naught is equal to, this is case 1, is equal to hf naught plus 1 by 2 m v1 square, because here velocity of electrons is v1. In case 2, if you use case 2, I'll be directly writing over, okay, case 2. So what is the frequency? 5 times of f naught. So here I'll write 5 times of hf naught is equal to hf naught plus 1 by 2 mv2 square. Your velocity of electron will be 1 by 2 mv2 square. Now guys, 2 hf naught minus hf naught is hf naught. So this hf naught will be equals to 1 by 2 mv1 square divided by, here 5 hf naught minus hf naught, this will be hf naught, 4 hf naught is equal to 1 by 2 mv2 square. Now my dear NEET aspirants, divide the two, hf naught, 1 by 2m, 1 by 2m. So v1 divided by v2 whole square will come out to be 1 divided by 4. My only thing that I wanted to tell you in this particular case, if f and v is given, use this particular equation. So take it over here. So it will be v1 divided by v2 will come out to be 1 divided by 4. Its root square, it will be root 1 divided by 2. It is 1:2. JEE 2024. For the photoelectric effect, the maximum kinetic energy of the photoelectrons, again, is the frequency is incident on the photons. The slope of the graph is, you have to tell me what is the slope of this graph. See guys, kinetic energy versus frequency, F. Let's consider it F. Listen to me very carefully. Listen to me very carefully. We say as energy of a photon is equal to work function plus kinetic energy maximum. Okay, use this equation. Now you have to make the graph between, you have to tell me the slope. First make the graph between energy versus frequency. So here H into F is equal to work function plus kinetic energy maximum. Now do one thing, take this. You have to tell me the graph. Okay, take it over here. So kinetic energy will come out to be H into F minus phi. Now compare this with Y is equal to mx plus c. So compare this with the equation of straight line, Y is equal to mx plus c. So here, if this is Y is equal to mx plus c, this is the equation of, this is the graph of Y is equal to mx plus c. This is Y, this is x. So here y-axis is this, x-axis is this. M means slope of the graph. Now here on y-axis you have kinetic energy. Y-axis kinetic energy. On x-axis you have frequency. And what is this M? M is what we call the slope. M is what we call the slope. Always remember, M is the slope in case of a straight line. Slope in this case, M is H. H means Planck's constant. Planck's constant. Option A. Option A. Are you getting me, boys and girls? JEE 2024. In a photoelectric experiment, energy 2.48 electron volts. falls on a photosensitive material. There is a material, photosensitive metal surface. On this, I would say how much energy is falling? Energy of photon is 2.48 electron volts. Okay. The stopping potential V0, directly remember it is given as 0.5 volts. Work function you guys are supposed to tell me. Work function, guys, we say energy of a photon is equal to work function plus kinetic energy maximum. So we say energy of a photon is equal to work function plus kinetic energy. You can also write EV0. That is charge on an electron multiplied by stopping potential. Kinetic energy is also EV0. So energy of a photon is 2.48 electron volts. Minus, take this work function over here, 0.5 volts. Okay, we have to find the work function. Is equal to work function plus EV0. V0, stopping potential is 0.5 volts. 0.5 volts. So this is 0.5 EV0. So take it over here. 2.48 EV electron volts minus 0.5 EV is equal to what remains here? Work function. It is 1.98. It is 1.98. Clear? So in photoelectric effect, you simply remember whenever photon falls on the metal surface, electron is ejected. Okay, energy of photon must be greater or equal to work function. Work function is the minimum energy required to pull the electron from the metal surface. Frequency of the photon must be greater or equal to threshold frequency. This is the minimum frequency required at which the photoelectric effect takes place. And these are the different versions of photoelectric effect. De Broglie's wavelength. Very, very important. Very, very important. Let me finish this De Broglie's wavelength. Is there anything left? Flux is also done. Is this clear? Oh, gentlemen, ladies, gentlemen. Is this clear? Do smash the like button. If you are not like this session yet, I would want you guys to do it quickly. Show some fire in the chat, sir. What are you guys doing? What are you guys doing? Boost my energy, huh? Oh, let me show you one more question on the graph. The graph is simple, bro. We are supposed to make the graph between kinetic energy and... Arey, yaar. This is kinetic energy versus frequency. Okay. This kinetic energy versus frequency. You have to make the graph. You have to make the graph between kinetic energy versus frequency. You say energy of a photon is equal to work function plus kinetic energy maximum. If you have to make the kinetic energy versus frequency, change this to frequency. H into F is equal to work function plus kinetic energy. Take it over there. H into F minus phi will be equals to kinetic energy. Now, so you can write kinetic energy is equal to H into F minus phi. Now this looks like the equation of straight line. You can compare it with y is equal to mx plus c. Y is equal to mx plus c. Here this is y, here this is means you need to plot the kinetic energy on y-axis. That is the meaning of this. You need to plot the frequency on x-axis. That is the meaning. So kinetic energy versus frequency. And what is this h? H means m. M is h. M means slope. M means slope. Slope of kinetic energy versus frequency graph is what? H. That is Planck's constant. That's Planck's constant. See, what is de Broglie's wavelength? What does de Broglie's wavelength actually say? Listen carefully. See, de Broglie said everything in this universe, this box, you, me, everything is a particle as well as wave. Okay. Like I say, is this particle or a wave? Sir, this is a particle. We can touch it. We can feel it. De Broglie said it is wave also. It has wave nature also. So if it is moving with some velocity, it has mass. Its wavelength will be h, Planck's constant, divided by mass into velocity. De Broglie said everything in this universe is particle as well as wave. How do we define its wave nature? If it is moving, this is a particle. If it is moving with some velocity, its wavelength will be lambda is equal to h by mv. mv means momentum. You can also write h divided by p. Okay. So if you say a particle, this, if it is moving with certain velocity, it is a wave. What is the wavelength of this? H divided by mv. So wavelength of any particle moving with some velocity, it is h divided by mv. Everything in this universe is a particle as well as wave. Particle nature we can feel. So wave will be, it will be having wavelength h by mv. This is called de Broglie's wavelength or matter wavelength. Now guys, we say as, listen carefully. We say kinetic energy is equal to 1 by 2 mv square. Multiply with m and divide with m. You can say kinetic energy will be m square v square divided by 2m. Take it over here. M square v square will be 2m into kinetic energy, my dear NEET aspirants. Take this square over here. So m into v will be under root of 2m into ke. Now put it here. So lambda will be h divided by under root of 2m into kinetic energy. So this will be the de Broglie's wavelength in terms of kinetic energy. De Broglie's wavelength in terms of kinetic energy. In terms of potential difference, you can write lambda is equal to h divided by under root of 2m into q delta v. Q is the charge, delta v is the potential difference. So de Broglie's wavelength of a particle which is accelerated through some potential difference. Okay, that is this. This is the de Broglie's wavelength of a particle. Okay, which is accelerated through potential difference delta v. This is the de Broglie's wavelength of a particle having kinetic energy ke. Okay, yes. De Broglie's wavelength for a relativistic particle. Relativistic particle means which is moving with a very faster speed. Okay, the speed which is comparable to the speed of light. Electron, proton. This is the de Broglie's wavelength. I'll write over here. Lambda is equal to h under root of 1 minus v square by c square upon m naught into v. This. V is the velocity of that particle. C is the speed of light. M naught is the rest mass. V is the velocity of that particle. De Broglie's wavelength of a charge accelerated with potential difference delta V. H divided by 2m q delta V. Okay. Okay. Charge at rest in the electric field. Charge at rest in the electric field. Thank you, Minjan bhai. Kya hal chal? Charge at rest in the electric field. My dear NEET aspirants, if I say, this is the electric field. In this electric field, there is a charge placed. This is the charge placed in the electric field. Okay. Whenever you place the charge inside the electric field, force will act on it. It will start moving. What is the de Broglie's wavelength of this? That is h divided by QET. H is the Planck's constant. Q is the charge. E is the electric field. T is after time t. T is time t. Okay. Charged particle placed in the magnetic field. Listen, guys, if this is the magnetic field over here, let's consider this as inward magnetic field. In this inward magnetic field, my dear NEET aspirants, let's suppose you are sending a charge Q, okay? Perpendicularly, magnetic field direction is inward, B is the magnetic field. Whenever you send a charge perpendicularly inside the magnetic field, it performs circular motion, okay? So, my dear NEET aspirants, this charge moves in a circular path, which we define in the magnetism in detail. Now, my dear NEET aspirants, I can say this circular path will have some radius r. Now, when this moves in a circular path, it will have the de Broglie wavelength h upon qbr. H is Planck's constant, Q is charge, B is the magnetic field, and r is the radius of that circular path. Radius of that circular path. Guys, join this Telegram channel, t.me/Yawar Manzoor. Yawar Manzoor. Join this Telegram channel. Okay, because I'll be sharing all the updates over here. t.me/YAWARMANZOOR. For a gaseous molecule at temperature T, this is the de Broglie wavelength h upon under root of 3 mkBT. Kb is the Boltzmann's constant, T is the temperature. For an electron moving in the nth orbit of the hydrogen atom. So, my dear NEET aspirants, if an electron is moving in the nth orbit, it will be h, Planck's constant, n. Okay, principal quantum number in which electron it is moving, under root of 2m into 13.6. Like, let's take a look at the question. This is the question which was asked in JEE 2025. I want you guys to understand this. A proton of mass mp has the same energy as that of a photon of wavelength lambda. Okay? Yes. If the proton is moving at a non-relativistic speed, then the ratio of de Broglie's wavelength to the wavelength of photon is, guys, you have a proton and you have a photon. If we talk about proton, listen to me very carefully. If we talk about photon, when you talk about proton, we say, how do we write de Broglie's wavelength? H upon, and it is saying same energy. So when they mention the energy in the de Broglie's wavelength, in that particular case, we'll be considering this one. H upon under root of 2m into kinetic energy. So I'll be writing over here H upon under root of 2m into kinetic energy. Kinetic energy is E. Kinetic energy is E. Okay, this is de Broglie's wavelength of proton. And when I say de Broglie's wavelength of photon, you say, sir, energy of a photon, we write it like this, hc divided by lambda. Okay, guys, always remember, energy of a photon is equal to h into f. Frequency is c by lambda. You can also write energy of photon as hc by lambda. Okay, so it says the energy of a photon, a proton of mass mp, so here you can write mass mp, has the same energy as that of photon. This energy E, this energy E. Photon and proton has same energy. Now you can take over here, this will be lambda of photon will be equal to hc divided by E. Will be equals to hc divided by E. Now, my dear NEET aspirants, then the ratio of de Broglie's wavelength to that of photon. De Broglie's wavelength of proton to that of photon means de Broglie's wavelength of proton to de Broglie's wavelength of photon. Tell me, what is the de Broglie's wavelength of photon? H divided by, here I will write, de Broglie's wavelength of proton divided by de Broglie's wavelength of proton. It will be, for proton, H divided by under root of 2mp into E into, when you divide this and do the reciprocal, it will become E upon hc. H and H will cancel. So it will be H upon, I can say C under root of 2mp into E. Guys, do one thing, multiply with E, root E, and divide with root E. Now root E into root E is root E whole square. Square and root will cancel. So this and this will cancel. Root E into root E is E. E and E will cancel. So it will be 1 by C under root of this E divided by 2mp. Option D. Okay, there is one more question from this which was asked in JEE Mains 2024 shift. A proton, an electron, and an alpha particle have same energies. Okay, all the three have same energies. Their de Broglie's wavelength will be compared as. Guys. Okay. Okay. In this particular case, my dear NEET aspirants, what I can say over here, in this particular case, what I can say over here, that is lambda is equal to h upon under root of 2m into kinetic energy. Sir, why would you prefer this? Because they have got same kinetic energy. Now guys, if kinetic energy is same, okay, Planck's constant is same. For all the three particles, Planck's constant is same, kinetic energy is same. So can I say this de Broglie's wavelength is inversely proportional to mass? Yes. So the one which has got more mass will be having less de Broglie's wavelength. So we say mass of alpha particle is greater than mass of proton is greater than mass of electron. So the one which has large mass will be having less de Broglie's wavelength. So de Broglie's wavelength of alpha particle is less than de Broglie's wavelength of proton is less than de Broglie's wavelength of electron. Is this clear? Tell me, boys and girls, is this clear? Everybody out there. Tell me the answer of this question. The de Broglie, okay, this is JEE 2024. The de Broglie's wavelength okay, the de Broglie's wavelength of a proton and an alpha particle are lambda and 2 lambda respectively. The ratio of the velocities of proton and alpha particle will be, guys, this I'll give you as homework, but let me just give you the idea. The de Broglie's wavelength of a proton and alpha particle are lambda and 2 lambda. Okay. So de Broglie's wavelength is given as lambda and 2 lambda respectively. The velocity will be velocity of proton and this will be. Now guys, tell me in this particular case, lambda is equal to h divided by m into v. Okay. So you guys are supposed to tell me velocity ratio in this particular case. So take it over here. V will be equals to h divided by m into lambda in this particular case. Okay. Velocity ratio. Now guys, it says proton and alpha particle. When you write proton and alpha particle, we say mass of proton is m and mass of alpha particle is 4 times mass of proton. Charge on alpha proton is E. Charge on alpha particle is, I would say, 2e. So in this particular case, my dear NEET aspirants, we can say velocity of proton will be h divided by m into lambda. Velocity of alpha particle will be h divided by 4m into 2 lambda. Yes. Now velocity of proton divided by velocity of alpha particle, h divided by m lambda into 4 into 2 is 8 m lambda divided by h. This and this will cancel. M lambda will cancel. 8 is to 1. Velocity of proton, for proton it is h divided by a proton by alpha particle. You guys are supposed to find, na? So velocity of proton will be h divided by mass of proton divided by this into. Okay. Is this clear? Oh? This one I am giving you as homework. Please do check it from your end. Okay. One more important concept I would like to discuss. That is this. That is this. Guys, listen to me very carefully. Listen to me very carefully. This concept is also important. See, we have hollow sphere, we have solid sphere. Hollow sphere, solid sphere. Hollow sphere means, if I let's suppose say hollow sphere means that sphere in which charge is present on its surface. Charge is present on its surface, okay? Q charge, and its radius is r. Let's suppose Q charge is present on the hollow surface. When it comes to the hollow surface, charge is stored on the surface of the hollow sphere. You are supposed to tell me electric field outside, electric field on the surface, electric field inside. Guys, always remember electric field outside will be K, this charge Q divided by R square. R is the distance from the center to that point. Okay, on the surface we say value of small r is equal to capital R. So electric field on the surface will be KQ divided by capital R square instead of this. Guys, inside there is no charge, and effect of the charge on the surface, effect of the charge present on the surface is not present inside, no effect inside. So electric field inside the hollow sphere will be 0. If you ask me what is the graph between electric field versus R, we say this is the center where R is equal to 0. Small r is, by the way, variable, okay? For inside point, small r is less than capital R. For outside point, small r is greater than capital R. For center, small r is 0. So from center to surface, electric field is 0. This is surface, r is equal to capital R. And from surface to outside, electric field is inversely proportional to small r square. Okay? This is very important, very important. They might ask you the graph. Next, solid sphere. Solid sphere means in which charge is filled inside. Like football is a hollow sphere, cricket ball is a solid sphere. In this particular case, my dear NEET aspirants, charge Q is filled, radius is R. You have to tell me electric field outside, surface, and inside. So electric field outside will be again KQ by small r square, because for outside point, for a very large distance, electric field will be KQ by small r square. At surface, we can say small r is equal to capital R. So electric field will be KQ divided by capital R square. And inside, electric field inside is KQ into small r divided by capital R cube. This is electric field inside. Right now, field inside will not be 0. If you ask me to make the graph, electric field versus R. See, inside electric field is directly proportional to small r. This is from surface, center to surface. And outside, this means outside it is inversely proportional to small r. This is outside the surface, this is inside. Very important graph. Very important. Let me show you the question on this. JEE Advance 2014. JEE Advance 2014. See? Are you getting me? Oh? See? This is a sphere. All the spheres are solid. This is a sphere, charge Q is present. Its radius is R by 2. You have to tell me electric field at R. Consider it E1 here. R will be outside. Why? Because its radius is R by 2. Here, electric field at R. R will be on the surface because its radius is R. Charge is 2Q. Here, charge in this sphere is 4Q and its radius is 2R. So for this sphere, point will be inside. See, in all the three cases, you have to tell me electric field at R distance. Here, R distance will be outside. Here, R distance will be surface. Here, R distance will be inside. Because its radius is bigger. R by 2. Which formula will you use over here? Outside. E1 will be outside. KQ by small r square. Arey, outside na. Because outside formula is KQ by small r square. Surface is KQ by capital R square. Inside is KQ small r by R cube. Small r is the distance inside from the center to that point. Capital R is the radius. Now see, if I say electric field E1 is equal to K, charges I would say Q, R. R is the distance from the center to that point, that is R square. This E1, outside. Okay, E2. So here point is surface. So KQ divided by capital R square. R is radius. K, what is charge? That is 2Q. Divided by radius. How much is radius? That is R square. Arey, done, sir. E3. Outside, inside point. Inside is KQ small r divided by capital R cube. K. What is charge? 4Q. What is small r? Small r is the distance from center to that point. That is R divided by. This is radius. What is the radius over here? 2R whole cube, ladies and gentlemen. So this will be 4KQR divided by 2 cube is 8R cube. So 4 ones are 4 twos are R, and here it will be R square. So it will be KQ divided by 2R square. Khatam. Done. Now, which electric field is large? I think in this particular case is E2 is greater than E1 is greater than E3. This was the answer to the question, JEE Advanced 2014. Okay, this concept. So many times asked in NEET and JEE. See, two spherical conductors of R1 and R2. One spherical conductor radius R1, another spherical conductor radius R2 connected by a wire. Directly remember, whenever you connect a spherical conductor by means of a wire, listen to me very carefully, my dear NEET aspirants, their potential becomes equal. Now, we say potential of this will be equals to potential of this. Their potential becomes equal. Now, my dear NEET aspirants, if you ask me, sir, what is the potential of this on the surface? KQ1 divided by R1. What is the potential of this on the surface? KQ2 divided by R2. This is the potential. Directly remember. In case of a sphere, either hollow or solid, potential on the surface is KQ1 by R1, KQ2 by R2. R1, R2 is the radius. This and this will cancel. Take it over here. Q1 divided by Q2 will be equals to R1 divided by R2. This you need to remember. Okay, I'll tell you something. You don't need to remember this. I'll tell you what you guys are supposed to remember. See. Now, my dear NEET aspirants, then the ratio of surface charge densities on the sphere will be surface charge density means sigma. Surface charge density means charge per unit area. Charge divided by area. This is surface charge density. Now, if I say this is a hollow sphere, charge is present on the surface. So, surface charge density of first divided by surface charge density of second. So, that is charge on the first, that is Q1, divided by area of first. What is the area of sphere? 4 pi R1 square. Arey 4 pi R square, bro. Divided by sigma 2. That is Q2 upon 4 pi R2 square. You can write it like this. Q1 divided by 4 pi R1 square into, take this in the numerator, 4 pi R2 square divided by Q2. 4 pi will cancel. This will come out to be Q1 divided by Q2 into R2 square divided by R1 square. So you can write sigma 1 divided by sigma 2 will come out to be Q1 by Q2. Instead of Q1 by Q2, you have R1 by R2. R1 divided by R2 into this R2 square divided by R1 square. This square and R2 cancels, R1 and square cancels. So it is R2 divided by R1. R2 by R1. Sir, okay. Sorry. This one, okay. So sigma 1 divided by sigma 2 is equal to R2 divided by R1. Directly, sir, shall we remember this directly? Absolutely, directly remember. Similarly, on the same. Okay, this is, by the way, the NEET previous year question, and this is the JEE previous year question. Same. Two charged conducting spheres of radius A and B. A and B are connected by means of a wire. If they are connected by means of a wire, then Q1 divided by Q2 will be equals to R1 by R2. This recently proved potential of this is equal to potential of this. The ratio of electric fields on the surface of two spheres. Guys, the ratio of electric fields means E1 divided by E2. What is the, when they say conducting sphere, it means hollow sphere. Hollow sphere. What is the electric field on the surface? KQ1 divided by R1 square. Array potential electric field on the surface. KQ2 divided by R2 square. So you can write over here in this particular case, K and K will be cancelled. Q1 divided by R1 square into R2 square divided by Q2. Now you can write Q1 divided by Q2 into R2 square divided by R1 square. Instead of Q1 by Q2, what should I write? R1 by R2. R1 divided by R2 will be equals to into, we can say R2 square divided by R1 square. Square and this cancel, this and this cancel. So it will be R2 divided by R1. So electric field first divided by electric field second will be R2 divided by R1. What is the radius of this B divided by A? Okay, now you know what is the what was asked in JEE 2026. In JEE 2026, you know what was asked? Radius of first one is R, radius of second one is 3R. Find the ratio. E1 divided by E2. That is R2 by R1. 3R divided by R. This and this will cancel. So 3:1. Direct question. JEE 2026. That's why I told you this is important. Either they ask you sigma 1 by sigma 2, R2 by R1, or they will ask you electric field E1 by E2, that is B divided by R2 by R1. Yes or no? Yes or no? This is clear, this is clear, this is clear. Okay, this is clear. Guys, see you in the next session. Okay, I'll be showing you all the concepts from which 100% probability is there that the questions will be asked from those. I'll be sharing the notes also. You can join 2 channels, okay? t.me/Yawar Manzoor. Second is t.me, join both the channels, t.me/Unacademy NEET English. Okay, join both of these channels. I'll be sharing the PDF over here. So take care and bye-bye. Do let me know in the comments afterwards how was the session. When I end the live stream, do let me know in the comments how was the session.
When I end the live stream, do let me know in the comments, not in the chats. Take care and bye-bye. See you guys in the next session. Till then, bye-bye and take care. Thank you. Okay.